his teammate Christopher Bell in tow as they hit turn one for the first time.
The snarling field powers into the banking of turn number one. Ty Gibbs with a 3-car length advantage. Side by side for second. Outside pole center is William Byron. He's being pressured by Christopher Bell. Byron charging up the outside. Ty Gibbs holding that spot now. Down to the bottom of the racetrack he goes. He's got a firm foot on the floor, and he'll lead off turn 4.
Ty Gibbs drifts up to the outside of the racetrack. He'll lead lap 1. For second place, it's door-to-door Bell and Byron as they work their way back to 1.
William Byron, Christopher Bell, neither one wanting to give it in.
Ty Gibbs drifts up to the outside of the racetrack. He'll lead lap 1. It's door-to-door Bell and Byron as they...
Excuse for the volume real quick, guys. I'm just trying to adjust the screen here and make sure everything looks good. We'll have the radio on back here in just a little bit. Just trying to figure out what it's looking like right now. Okay, so I definitely need to be zoomed in a little bit more. Tilt it back more this way. See what it looks like now. I'm just trying to make it as good as I can make it look for you guys. Sorry if there's any inconvenience. All right, I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're good. All right, I'll put the radio back on now. I'm going to make sure I keep that paused the whole time and just leave chat on. Alrighty, perfect.
Reddick out in front of the lap car out in front of Ty Gibbs, who leads this race as they work off turn 4.
Everybody single file at this point in the top 10, riding high, wide, and handsome at turn 4. Bubba Wallace got very close to the safer barrier. Lead machines back in 1.
If you just joined us, Tyler Reddick had a pass-through penalty at the drop of the green flag. He's staying so far, about 4 car lengths ahead of the race leader, Ty Gibbs, trying to stay on the lead lap.
Yeah,
We're back.
Right now, we know that Tyler Reddick has got a very fast car. The field works the very bottom of the racetrack now. Once again, Gibbs off stall 4.
Bubba Wallace on the prowl. He has just overpowered Chase Elliott. Move him up to the 5th spot. Elliott back to 6th. He's getting pressure now from teammate Alex Bowman and Daniel Suarez.
After winning the Xfinity Series race yesterday, Chase Elliott seemed pretty optimistic about his chances, but he said the track is really difficult to take. He's on the bottom, and that's not the place you want to be right now. They're bypassing him on the high side. Yeah, Alex Bowman works around Chase Elliott now. He'll slide back and fall in behind. Daniel Suarez right behind him. Once again, single file off the bottom of the racetrack.
Lap 112 at Indy, Kyle Larson has moved up to the 6th position. Speaking of that, that's the hot spot on the racetrack right now as Suarez tries to get past Chase Elliott.
Daniel Suarez will work to the high side of the racetrack. Chase Elliott, now he moves up, trying to take the line away from Daniel Suarez. Suarez now tucked in behind his Elliott as Chase drops to the middle of the racetrack. Top 10, 12 cars now all spread out. Everybody working the very bottom of the racetrack, midway through 3 and 4. Here's the leader once again, Ty Gibbs.
Single file, most of the cars now in the top 20. And again, Tyler Reddick, tail end of the lead lap. Rob Albright right now, it stabilized the gap back to him, the lead, and leader Ty Gibbs.
In fact, Tyler Reddick is putting a couple of additional car lengths of distance between himself and the race leader. He'll hope for a caution flag, and that's the best way he can get back around to get to the tail end of this deal. Good side-by-side battle. Denny Hamlin trying to get his way around Chase Briscoe. Not able to do anything with him this time into the corner. A lot of guys starting to look upstairs early here for grip.
As they work their way out of turn number 4, we're watching now the battle between Bubba Wallace and Alex Bowman. This is the fight for 5th in turn number 1.
They'll drop to the bottom of the racetrack. It looks like it'll be Alex Bowman. He wants to get down to the bottom. All the way to the outside is the car Bubba Wallace. He'll ride the rim out of turn number 2, but no room down there for Bowman. Now he'll tuck right back in behind Wallace as they race off the wall down here into 3 and 4. Here goes Bowman once again.
Come on, guys. We only got 24 likes. What the fuck are we doing? Come on. Come on, guys. Come on. The fuck? Like this shit up. Come on, bro.
Top 5 single file separated by about 15 car lengths at each position. This is the best silent fourth position. It's the sixth spot that's up for grabs, and at the moment it's Alex Bowman.
Bowman's got that spot, but Bubba is right there on his bumper. Daniel Suarez looking on. Now, too, is going to try to dive down and take the position away from Bubba Wallace off forward.
A moment ago, Suarez took 7th place away from Chase Elliott, who has drifted back now to 8th. And coming up hard on his back bumper right now is Ross Chastain.
You mentioned Daniel Suarez started back in the 14th position. He's got a hot car at the beginning of this race. The drivers will tell you, though, everything changes once darkness sets in.
Watching Denny Hamlin now trying to make that move on Chase Briscoe as they work off of turn number 2. Move the 11 car up. A good side-by-side battle there dissipates. Hamlin now will set his sight on moving up.
Don't worry, guys. We got both races being covered.
So Hamlin's now 11th. That drops Michael McDowell.
We got both of them. Don't worry.
Tyler Reddick's team is just encouraging him to keep the pace that he's currently keeping. He is gaining ground before he goes a lap down behind Ty Gibbs, our leader. Of course, Tyler Reddick had that pass-through penalty. We're hearing a lot of the cars, and you guys can see this from the top of the booth. Half of them are on the upper half of the racetrack. Half of them are on the bottom of the racetrack.
Don't worry, guys. If there's commercials, I'll switch over here.
Are you guys seeing about half and half on the top and the bottom right now?
Rob, what do you got?
Yeah, at the top of the racetrack, most of them have migrated up against the outside wall in 1 and 2. A few are trying to run a middle groove in an effort to catch the cars in front of him. But Pat, the top is definitely the hot spot right now.
Yeah, quite a few cars. We're watching Christopher Bell now. He loves running up next to the wall to begin with. He's up there, and we're getting a smidgen of cars that are going upstairs right now. But for the most part, they're at the bottom of the racetrack.
Again, Logano had to go to the back of the pack to start this race. He's the biggest gainer so far. He's up 14. He's running in the 26th position. Right behind him, Chris Buescher running 26th. He has now moved up, as we're seeing, 13 spots. Logano lost a spot there momentarily to Buescher. So Buescher 26, Logano 27. So both of those drivers have gained 13 positions since the drop of the green flag. Also some movers back there. Eric Jones up 6, Todd Gilliland +5. We've talked about Daniel Suarez currently running in the 7th position. He is up 3 spots. If you just joined us, we're just underway in the Coca-Cola 600. 14 laps down, 86 to go in stage 1. 386 laps to go before we get to the checkered flag later on tonight. Need to document the lights have been turned on, both on pit road and around this 1.5-mile speedway. It won't be long before they really come into play. Here's Ty Gibbs across the stripe. He has led the opening 15 laps from the pole position, and we'll have more from Charlotte and the Coca-Cola 600 when we return.
Progressive knows when you own a boat, life on land is a tough sell. Come on down to land. The place where you can do so much walking. You can walk to work, the bus stop, or the gym, where you can pretend you're walking up an endless flight of stairs. Even when you're flying somewhere, you can take a really long walk through the airport. It's land. Life on a boat is way more relaxing, and it's even more relaxing when you protect your boat with Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, #1 rating based on 2022 boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
20 laps left in this race with 5 drivers low on fuel.
Took me a whole tank of gas to get here. Erica, how much have I been spending on gas?
For questions about money, racing fans can turn to Erica, the virtual financial assistant in the Bank of America mobile banking app. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/Erica by your side. What would you like the power to do?
Erica is only available in the English language. You must download the latest version of the mobile banking app, only available on select mobile devices. Your chat may be recorded and monitored for quality assurance. Message and data rates and additional terms may apply. Bank of America N.A., member FDIC.
When it's time for a brake job, go with the smooth and quiet stopping power of Napa Silent Guard brakes. Available now at Napa locations nationwide. We are 17 laps deep into the Coca-Cola 600, just underway. Ty Gibbs has led all 17 laps.
That's what they all say. I'm joking.
Christopher Bell, Mark Truex Jr., and at number 5, Alex Bowman. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
If you have
Solution, go inside.
in a kid's life, you need to take full advantage of that opportunity.
For those kids to know somebody has their back, somebody is caring about them, thinking about them when they feel like nobody is.
Anything that I can do now to support Speedway Children's Charities, I do because I've seen the work firsthand.
We owe it to children, no matter where they come from.
Unfortunately, there is no end to some of the terrible atrocities in our world. Speedway Children's Charities can feel really good that we are getting the most good out of every dollar that's given. At Speedway Children's Charities,
Our mission is simple. Help every child we can.
Because all children
deserve joy
And hope.
And love.
And if one child is still in need,
Then there's still work to do.
Because their future is our future.
and there's still so much they can teach us.
Find out more at speedwaycharities.org.
Who did I pick for today? Well, I mean, he's from my home state, that guy. Christopher Bell, Oklahoma boy. Hell yeah.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mark Garrow, soon to be joined by our honorary pace car driver for the Coke 600, Doug Rice. In the turns, Rob Albright. In turns 1 and 2, 3 and 4.
Like up the damn stream. We only have 52 likes and we got 150 people in here. Come on now. What the fuck are we doing? What the fuck? Come on. Seriously? What do I need to do? Jerk you out? No, I'm joking.
Trying to fight his way through the field after having been dropped to the back with unapproved adjustments. He told crew chief Paul Wolf right now his car is tight in the center, but it's really hard to get a read as he's trying to drive through traffic. The biggest problem when he tries to get back on throttle in the middle of the corner. But on the opposite end, William Byron currently running second. Told his crew chief Rudy Fugel his car is just a little free right now, and he was very calm when he said it. William Byron very happy with his race car. How about you, Wendy Venturini?
Ryan Blaney said he's been too tight to start this race off. Started off in the 16th position. If you're a Chase Elliott fan and you watched Chase drop from the 5th starting spot back to 10th, no fear. Alan Gustafson said, don't worry about it. Chase said the car is a little too loose to start the race. That's why he was not able to handle it the best he can. They're trying to just keep him reminded of the very long race we have here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and they will tighten it up when they come down pit road.
All right, thank you, Brad and Wendy. Of course, our pit reporters, as always, brought to you by O'Reilly.
It's
Auto
Bell.
Parts. Right now,
Oh my
Bob and
gosh.
Brad, we have the weird thing going on out there where you have the car running last place, Tyler Reddick, running faster than the guy who's led every single lap of the race. And Tyler Reddick hasn't missed a beat either. Neither has Ty Gibbs, right, Rob?
For a while, Reddick was actually pulling away from the race leader, Ty Gibbs. In the second and third place cars of William Byron and Christopher Bell were narrowing the gap between themselves and the race leader. But that's changed now. It is Ty Gibbs who has begun to pick up the tempo, at least it appears that way. He's narrowing the margin between himself and Reddick. Reddick hanging on, however, to the last position on the lead lap of this race.
Yeah, Reddick's doing everything he can right now to be that guy that gets that lucky pass and moves back on to the lead lap. And he has certainly got a very fast race car. Watching another couple of fast race cars right now. Daniel Suarez going to work on Bubba Wallace coming off of turn number 4. Right behind them, Chastain and Hamlin with a good battle.
Hamlin has been trying to size up Ross Chastain the last couple of laps. They go by the board. 25 laps down, 75 to go in stage number 1. Let's follow that battle right now for 8th place.
In seasons past, when these two got that close on the racetrack, you started to hold your breath. They put that all behind them now. They're really fighting for position right now, and that's the 8th spot.
Yeah, good run so far by Denny Hamlin. He's picked off some spots, doing exactly what Denny does. Keep the leader in sight, keep moving up, and he's pressuring Chastain again.
Now, just a moment ago, Kyle Busch got around Michael McDowell after starting 15th. Busch now has eased his way up to 13th after a great run yesterday. Let's pick up Hamlin and Chastain again in turn 2.
Denny Hamlin all the way to the outside wall, moving down to the middle lane right in front of him by 2 car lengths. Ross Chastain using the middle lane.
He got work down the backstretch, and we talked a moment ago about cars down here in 3 and 4 using the top side of the racetrack. That's what Bubba likes, but he may pay the price. Hamlin's trying to make that pass off 4.
Chastain again on the outside with Hamlin trying the bottom. Couldn't hold the car. They're nose to tail again in turn 1.
This is taking place about 15 car lengths back at the 8th place car. That's Chastain's teammate, Daniel Suarez, who has now lost touch with Bubba Wallace. Once again, Hamlin looks to keep to the inside, but there's nothing there.
About a car length and a half separate the Chastain car from Denny Hamlin. They go to the middle of the racetrack this time around here in 3 and 4. Hamlin just keeping it close.
Let's give you a leaderboard update brought to you by eBay Motors. Bring home the cup with eBay Guaranteed Fit. Brakes, headlights, lights, all the parts that fit your vehicle the first time, every time. eBay Motors, ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. Ty Gibbs your leader now by 1 second over William Byron. Christopher Bell is third. Martin Truex Jr. fourth. Fifth is Alex Bowman. Sixth is Bubba Wallace. Seventh, Daniel Suarez. Eighth is Ross Chastain. Denny Hamlin has moved up to ninth, and falling back to 10th after 29 laps is Chase Elliott. Michael McDowell's 11th. 12th, Ryan Blaney. Kyle Busch 13th. 14th is Josh Berry. Austin Cindric 15th. 16th is going to be Daniel Hemrick. Hemrick now gets by Cindric, so move him up to 15th. Chase Briscoe 17th. 18th, Justin Haley. Brad Keselowski 19th. And 20th is Chris Buescher. Carson Hocevar 21st. Eric Jones is 22nd. 23rd, Noah Gragson. Then Joey Logano 24th. 25th, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 26th is Harrison Burton. Jimmy Johnson 27th. John Hunter Nemechek 28th. 29th, Todd Gilliland. Zane Smith is 30th. Then 31st, Austin Dillon. Ryan Preece 32nd. 33rd, Shane Van Gisbergen. Justin Allgaier is 34th. 35th, Corey LaJoie. Ty Dillon 36th. Kaz Gralla 37th. J.J. Yeley 38th. 39th, Tyler Reddick. And 40th is B.J. McLeod. Again, all these drivers on the lead lap. That leaderboard brought to you by eBay, and they're also bringing you Stage 1 action here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. So thanks to the folks at eBay Motors. As we look around this racetrack, again, guys kind of settling in. It's going to be a long day and a long night of racing here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Watching right now, Ty Dillon back there a little bit farther. He's got some company in Ryan Preece. They're now battling in turn number 1.
Yeah, they'll go into turn number 1. Slowly making some ground. Right behind them is the car of Justin Allgaier. Of course, he is subbing for Kyle Larson, and he's slowly, Pat, starting to make his way forward.
Yeah, Allgaier certainly wanting to get his feet underneath him, so to speak, in that 5 car right now, trying to work his way up to maybe make a pass on Preece and or SVG right in front of him.
So again, Justin Allgaier subbing for Kyle Larson, who at this very moment is in the second half of the Indy 500, currently riding in the number 6 position. Let's go down now to Brett McMillan.
Well, speaking of Justin Allgaier, right now he says that the car's a little bit tight, but his crew chief Cliff Daniels says, well, that's where we want to be right now. What you want to focus on is corner entry speed, because you're okay in 1 and 2. 4 and 4 is where we need to concentrate. Meanwhile, Ty Gibbs, who's sitting at the top, said right now the car feels a little bit free. Brad Gilly.
Christopher Bell currently running in the 3rd spot, and he's struggling a bit with the handling on his race car. The biggest problem coming up off the corner. His car is just simply too tight. He says, I can't get the full throttle once he wants to mash his foot down on the gas. Right now, the crew has tires cleaned up on the wall. We expect to pit halfway through the stage, but we are now in that window. If someone wanted to short pit, they could.
B.J. McLeod has gone down a lap. Up ahead is Kaz Gralla. Tyler Reddick has passed Gralla as he desperately is trying to stay in front of the leader, Ty Gibbs. Again, if you just joined us, Tyler Reddick had a very fast race car. However, because of a NASCAR inspection violation yesterday, he had to do a pass-through as soon as the green flag came out. He was able to stay on the lead lap, but he's on the tail end of the lead lap, and you got to believe Ty Gibbs is going to try to put him a lap down. And Reddick now has passed another one of the cars back there. It looks like J.J. Yeley, as he again tries to separate himself from Ty Gibbs, who has just lapped Kaz Gralla. He'll try to get by Yeley and once again go after Tyler Reddick. So here they are down across the start-finish line. We'll follow that. Ty Gibbs now chasing Reddick as they go back to turn number 1.
Sometimes we talk about a leader managing the gap. A guy managing the gap right now is Tyler Reddick as he runs right up against the outside wall in turn number 2. He still sits about 15 car lengths ahead of race leader Ty Gibbs.
Reddick's going to have pretty clean sailing right now. He's not going to get to another lap car for a little while as he works his way through turns 3 and 4. You got to believe, though, Ty Gibbs would love to put Tyler Reddick a lap down here.
All right, so again, green flag pit stops could be impending here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Again, you do not have enough fuel and tires to get through an entire stage. Each stage 100 laps long in this race. So at some point, one of the lead machines, Rob Albright, will pull the trigger. Then they're all heading for pit road.
And I think probably the last guy to pit, or at least until the leader Ty Gibbs pits, will be the guy trying to stay on the lead lap. Tyler Reddick was very fast in practice and qualifying. With that problem, he's had to pedal pretty hard here at the outset and managing to maintain that gap.
So as they have worked their way across the stripe, we're now 38 laps into stage number 1 of the Coca-Cola 600. Again, Mark Darrow, soon to be joined by the honorary pace car driver for the 65th running of the Coca-Cola 600, Doug Rice. I'm sure that was a great honor and a lot of fun for Doug. We'll take a quick break and come right back to the Coca-Cola 600.
Improve visibility and save $8 instantly when you pick up a new pair of Bosch Icon wiper blades in-store only at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Bosch Icon wiper blades have up to a 40% longer life than other premium wiper blades. The professional parts people will even install them for free at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts. O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is NASCAR racer Michael Waltrip with Echo Park, the official used car of Speedway Motorsports. I'm inviting you to Echo Park's Coffee Cup Series. This NASCAR season, me and Echo Park will be arriving to the tracks early to meet fans over a cup of coffee and check out some of their cars. Plus, you can win a VIP ticket upgrade and ride in the pace car. Ooh, talk about a whole new meaning to pre-race jitters. Echo Park, every car, happy owner.
Pit road is open. Austin Cindric coming down. He's going to get 4 tires and Sunoco fuel. Also in my section of pit road, here comes Chase Briscoe. Crew is down around on the left side of that car. Joey Logano coming in. They get a wedge adjustment on the left side of that car. Pit road is open. The cycle has started here in stage 1. Brett McMillan
And Denny Hamlin's going to weigh in. Car's just a little bit tight. They're going to go ahead and give him an air pressure adjustment. They're around the right side of the car. Everything going smooth for him so far. We got him the left side of the car. Everything going very smooth. Denny Hamlin making his first stop of the day.
So again, a number of cars still on the racetrack. The leader remains out at this particular point. Back down to O'Reilly Auto Parts pit reporter Wendy Venturini.
Josh Berry was just in for 4 tires, fuel, and an air pressure adjustment. Also on pit road, Ryan Blaney, who was too tight to start, took 4 tires of fuel. Bubba Wallace coming to a stop directly in front of me. It is going to be 4 tires fuel, and he said he was a little bit too loose to start. Brad Gilly.
Alex Bowman's crew is on the right side of his race car. 2 stalls in front of him. Ross Chastain coming in for 4 tires in service. Air pressure only for Ross Chastain. They pack it with Sunoco fuel. Brett McMillan.
Air pressure change for Kyle Busch. So the car's a little bit tight. They're running the left side of that car, packing it full of Sunoco fuel. He pulls back out. Good solid stuff for that team. Brad Gilly.
Christopher Bell is now in. He's going to get a clean windshield on his race car. Also coming in, Daniel Suarez. 4 tires, Sunoco race fuel for both. Brett McMillan.
A little bit free. That's the report from Ty Gibbs. He comes to a stop. He's in the number 1 pit stall. That's a prime spot. Left side tires going on. A little bit of smoke on the right side as he pulls back out. 8-second stop for Ty Gibbs. Wendy Venturini.
Tyler Reddick finally coming down pit road for the 2nd time today after his pass-through penalty, trying to stay on the lead lap. It's going to be 4 tires fuel for Tyler Reddick. Also on pit road just moments ago, Chase Elliott, who was way too loose to start this race, made that adjustment just a lap ago. Also on pit road, we had the 16 St. Van Gissenberg taking down pit road as well for 4 tires and fuel.
Joey Logano somehow got down to pit road speed as he was getting to the commitment line, coming off the banking in turn 4. He was in a full 4-wheel, locked up, smoking slide, and somehow got down to 45 miles per hour before he got over that yellow commitment line. But that had to be a close call for Joey Logano, and luckily he, of course, gets to change all 4 of those Goodyear radials before going back out. Michael McDowell has not pitted. That has cycled him into the lead, followed by Chris Buescher. Now, Buescher again had to start in the back after crashing yesterday in a backup car, so they get to make their way onto the pit lane. And now we're watching Kyle Busch come back down the pit road. Let's go to Brett McMillan.
Well, we got Justin Allgaier coming in a little bit slow on the right front of that car. He said the car just a little bit tight. Left side tires going on. Kyle Busch serving a penalty. Justin Allgaier pulls back out with a 10-second stop.
Tough break for Kyle Busch, running in the 13th spot as the pit stops began. He had to go through a pass-through penalty, and so that is going to drop him back, could drop him one lap down. We'll try to figure all that up. We'll reset the field after the green flag pit stops. When we return, we owe our local stations a break, and here it is. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Hey, this is Carson Osevar, and you're listening to Country Radio Hall of Famers Kathy Martindale and Paul Shad on Racing Country Classic.
It's Kathy and Tim McGraw.
I can see you getting more into the technical. I can see you producing.
It's a fun thing to learn. I enjoy doing it. When I get the opportunities to do it, I try to learn as much as I can.
Hey, it's Kathy Martindale and Paul Shad on Racing Country Classic.
Racing Country Classic.
Each year, vehicle trespasser and pedestrian accidents along railroads change the course of innocent lives, from train operators and passengers to families and first responders. Interacting safely with tracks and trains is the goal. It's important to be alert when approaching crossings. Never drive or walk around lowered gates. Do not walk on or beside the tracks. Trespassing is dangerous and illegal. Don't risk your life. Keep clear and stay safe. For more information, visit metrolinktrains.com/stay safe.
So here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, Kyle Busch, uncontrolled tire, causes him to have a pit road penalty pass through, and he is one lap down. At Indianapolis, Kyle Larson, caught for speeding with about 70 laps to go. He, of course, had to serve a penalty. However, he's still on the lead lap in the 22nd position with 62 laps to go. We've been talking about our honorary pace car driver. They call him Hot Shoe.
Maybe not.
Doug Rice. So glad to have you back in the booth. You made it with 50 laps to go here in stage one. Not bad.
I feel good about that. That's pretty good.
So how was it?
It was incredible. It's not fast. You're going fairly slow, but it's intense because those cars, William Byron and Ty Gibbs, are right behind you, and they're snarling and they'll pull up beside you, and Jesse Valencel's, they may hit you.
Jesse Dollavut.
Yeah, Dollavut is awesome, by the way. He was my teacher earlier today, and then Dollavut coached me through the whole process today. So he was outstanding. I really appreciate him. And it was intense. It's something I'm so glad I got to do, Mark.
I want you to know, on one of the parade laps, you came out of turn 4, and you were just kind of easing to the left. You got the dog leg to the left. I don't think you saw Ty Gibbs kind of sneaking up beside.
Oh, I did.
I said he's about to crunch Ty's right fender.
I saw it because I was looking at the left side mirror and I saw that 54 decal on the bumper got really big. I thought, why are you doing that?
Guys, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but guess what? We got a battle for the lead off turn number 2. Ty Gibbs in the last few laps. You see William Bryan creep up to his back bumper.
Well, see what he can do as they come into turns 3 and 4. Here comes Byron, bottom of the racetrack. He'd like to take this lead away. Not going to be able to get it done this time, all 4.
Ty Gibbs shoots the top side, able to hold on. Byron is right there in second. Our current top 5, Bell, Hamlin, Truex, leaders back in 1.
When Ty Gibbs and William Byron came off pit road, there was about 15 car lengths of separation over the last 4 or 5. Byron has erased that. Now he'll set up again. Now 2 car lengths back.
Watching them work down the backstretch once again. Ty Gibbs has had a fast car all night long, making the use of the bottom of the racetrack right now. It's William Byron up the top side, all 4.
They dash off at turn 4. They still hold position here as they come back to start-finish line. Kyle Busch is in danger of going another lap down, Rob. He lost 1 due to a pit road penalty, and he could lose another one.
Yeah, I think that spotting him on the racetrack, I think that may have already transpired just a lap or 2 ago as the lead continues to be in jeopardy up front.
Down the backstretch once again and into the corner they work. Once again, it's working the top side of the racetrack as they come off of turn number 4. Ty Gibbs still in control.
So Ty Gibbs against the wall in turn 4. Down on the bottom is William Byron. As they exit the turn, Byron sweeps up to the outside, right behind Ty Gibbs again.
Almost as if Ty Gibbs stuffed that little boot in the behind when Byron got there, and now he's back on the button and on the throttle. just a bit. Now, we might mention, too, that there's a lot of heavy traffic right now to negotiate both on the high side of the racetrack and the bottom of the racetrack. Here's Gibbs, once again, leading all four.
No reason to put yourself in harm's way at this juncture of the race here as we're 55 laps into the 100 that is stage one, Mark. Pace yourself, stay on the lead lap. Both of those cars look stout. Need to mention right now, being scored one lap down, Justin Allgaier sitting in for Kyle Larson, who's racing as we speak at Indy. Kyle Busch is -1, Tyler Reddick -1, as is Corey LaJoie, Shane Van Gisbergen, and Kaz Gralla -2, Ty Dillon also -2, BJ McLeod. Let's give you a running order now after we've had those complete green flag pit stops. Ty Gibbs is first, William Byron second, Christopher Bell third, Denny Hamlin fourth, fifth is Martin Truex Jr., Bubba Wallace sixth, Alex Bowman seventh, eighth Ryan Blaney, ninth Daniel Suarez, 10th his Trackhouse teammate Ross Chastain. 11th will be Chase Elliott, Josh Berry is 12th, 13th to Chase Briscoe, Brad Keselowski rides 14th, 15th to Michael McDowell, Justin Haley 16th, Daniel Hemrick is 17th, 18th to Austin Cindric, Eric Jones is 19th, and 20th will be Joey Logano. Noah Gregson 21st, Chris Buescher 22nd, then 23rd Harrison Burton with J.J. Yeley 24th, Carson Hocevar 25th, John Hunter Nemechek 26th, 27th Jimmy Johnson, Austin Dillon 28th, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 29th, and 30th Todd Gilliland. 31st is Zane Smith, 32nd is going to be Ryan Preece, and Preece is the first car one lap down. Justin Allgaier is 33rd, 34th to Kyle Busch, 35th is going to be Tyler Reddick, Shane Van Gisbergen is 36th, Corey LaJoie rides in the 37th spot, a single lap down, Kaz Gralla is 38th, 2 laps down is Ty Dillon, and in 40th is going to be BJ McLeod. He is -3 laps. That leaderboard brought to you by Hunt Brothers Pizza, where we love racing and we love pizza. Find your next pizza at huntbrotherspizza.com or download the Hunt Brothers Pizza app. We need to pause 10 seconds now for station identification. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network. Welcome back to Charlotte Motor Speedway for the 65th running of the Coca-Cola 600. Doug Rice now back alongside Mark Garrow out in the turns. It's Rob Albright and Pat Patterson. Pit Road, Wendy Venturini, Brad Gilly, Brett McMillan, and we are now 60 laps into the first 100 in stage one. And Mark, I think it's fair to say that Ty Gibbs, in that 54 Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing, been the dominant player. He's led 53 of the first 61 laps. Only 6 led for Michael McDowell, and Shane Van Gisbergen on that exchange of green flag pit stops led a couple of laps around this 1.5-mile speedway. The big movers so far, Joey Logano's up 20 spots, is Chris Buescher's +18, Brad Keselowski is +11, Eric Jones has made up 9 spots. The big losers, Kyle Busch is -17 positions, -16 Corey LaJoie, -10 Zane Smith. Carson Hocevar has lost 9 spots. Again, we're just early on in the Coca-Cola 600. Stage 1 brought to you here on PRN by eBay Motors. I got the privilege of emceeing a little event this morning with Michael McDowell, and he made a good point. He says, if your favorite driver gets out and walks the dog at the start of the race, he said that might not be the best news, because a lot of times this track, as we saw yesterday, Mark, goes through weather transformation big time, so you can look like Superman for the first 300 miles, but then all of a sudden your cape gets pulled off. A lot of drivers have won the Coca-Cola 300 and the Coca-Cola 500. We've made note of that. But they have not won the Coca-Cola 600. What an awesome day, and to continue my story of getting to drive the pace car. The other awe-inspiring thing today, Mark, was to ride around this track, and I actually got a chance to glance up in the grandstands. This place is jammed. I mean, there are people literally hanging along the fence on the pace laps today, and everywhere you look, everybody is in a seat. It feels good. There's a real buzz about this today. What's cool about it, when we say it's a sellout, we're not talking some places they sell all the seats and go like, yeah, we're sold out. Standing room only. They've sold all those tickets too. You could not get into this place today. If you rolled up to the ticket office and said, I don't care where I get in or how I get in or how much it costs, you still couldn't have got in.
You're not getting in today, and so it's a superb crowd, and so far it has been a Ty Gibbs banquet. He has 0.8 of a second lead over second place running William Byron.
The other thing, Doug, I want to say about this crowd, no shortage of the colors red, white, and blue. No shortage of American flags.
I was down on the pit road during some of the more solemn stuff, and especially when they played taps. The solo bugler plays taps. There was not a sound to be heard. I get chill bumps thinking about it, except for that bugler. And that's the reverence and the appreciation this NASCAR crowd has for the military and what Memorial Day is all about.
I got to admit, Doug, I got teary-eyed today thinking about my dad, who was a Marine, and all those other folks that have sacrificed, wore that flag, and wore it into battle and wore it proudly.
Real special day here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Ty Gibbs now has stretched out to a 1.2-second lead over William Byron. The rest of the top 10, Christopher Bell, Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, Bubba Wallace, Alex Bowman, Ryan Blaney, Daniel Suarez, and Ross Chastain.
Joey Logano here for Hunt Brothers Pizza, where you can choose from 10 toppings, all at no extra charge. In a hurry, call ahead to place an order or grab a hunk of pizza on the go. Follow me on the track all season long and visit huntbrotherspizza.com to find your next pizza.
This NASCAR season, Toyota Racing isn't looking for just anyone to join the team. No, we're looking for bankers, the ones who are open on Sundays.
So if you live for the gravity-defying 31-degree banks like this one on Turn 4 at Daytona,
then we want you. Be part of the action at toyota.com/racing. Toyota, let's go places. NASCAR is a registered trademark of National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, Inc.
By downloading the free PRN mobile app, you can listen to all of our live race broadcasts anywhere. You'll also have easy access to all of our award-winning studio shows. Get all the latest racing information at your fingertips with the PRN mobile app.
Is your insurance playbook too confusing? Make it easy. Switch to Geico and get all your insurance coverage from one place. Go to geico.com today to get started. Again, documenting the Indy 500, how well Kyle Larson is doing. A pit road penalty after running top 10 for a good part of the race has dropped him down to 21st with 50 laps to go. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
time to pull down on the handle and start rolling them here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
The green flag flies at the Atlanta Motor Speedway.
We're about to contest the Coca-Cola 600. We're racing at Texas Motor Speedway.
Now Keselowski goes way up the racetrack.
Here comes Harrison Burton. He rockets to the lead.
Trouble. Car goes around. It's Chris Buescher.
Joey Logano battles to the outside. They come back to the start-finish line.
Bubba Wallace looks inside. And now here's Byron. Takes a quick left to block him. They head back to one.
Here goes Ross Chastain. He's going to the bottom of the racetrack.
Bubba goes up. Blaney hits the outside wall off of turn 2.
Can Christopher Bell do anything with it? He gets down to the bottom of the racetrack.
Briscoe dives to the bottom of the racetrack. Side by side. They get loose. They spin. Now Tyler Reddick does the 360. So does Briscoe.
Heading into turn number 7 as he wraps it around. The crowd is cheering for Daniel Suarez here on this final lap.
Allmendinger gets into Alex Bowman. Ross Chastain back out to the front for the final time.
This is PRN.
Ty Gibbs has got trapped in traffic. We've got a new leader in the Coca-Cola 600.
It's William Byron, but the fastest car on the racetrack is Justin Allgaier. He was the first car one lap down. He passed Byron, then he went around Ty Gibbs. He is flying.
Yeah, this traffic situation with some slower cars provided the perfect opportunity for William Byron to capitalize. Now Ty Gibbs is fading.
Now you talked about William Byron taking over the lead and what is going on there with Justin Allgaier. Of course, he is driving in relief today for Kyle Larson and doing a pretty good show right now, Rob.
Well, he is. They're down in turn number 1. It's 3 wide with the race leader. Larson in the Larson machine. It is Allgaier who's really running strong. Finally, it is Byron who gets around it.
Now watching right now as Byron goes to the bottom of the racetrack. He's trying to make fast work of all of these cars, and most of them, they kind of Kyle Busch in the middle of that mix as well, running beside Allgaier.
As they come to the stripe, 26 laps to go in stage number 1. William Byron trying to make his way through that traffic and hold on to the lead.
I'd say Kyle Busch is driving really angry right about now, trying to unlap himself. William Byron off turn number 2. Behind him, it is 3 wide with Kyle Busch down to the bottom of the racetrack.
Boy, that is just killing Ty Gibbs. He is all kinds of bound up back there. He can't see the leader at all now. Byron's got himself a really good position. Ty Gibbs trying to work his way through traffic.
All right, let's see what William Byron can do here as he's fighting through traffic down on the low side now, trying to get around Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And Kyle Busch is right in the middle of this melee here.
Yeah, Kyle Busch, he's really making things interesting, and why not? I mean, he's the first car lap down right now, but he's in position right there with Allgaier. Both of them want to stay right there to get that lucky free pass.
Kyle Busch fades now on back, and once again, Gibbs is stuck in the middle of this traffic, trying to catch back up to the leader, but all of them running pretty equal right now.
So as they work their way out of turn number 4, 24 to go here in stage 1. We're just underway. And again, the leader trying to fight his way through heavy traffic.
Well, William Byron is showing a lot of restraint, a lot of patience. Having taken that race lead, he doesn't want to lose it just as quickly as he's gained it. So off turn number 2, he continues to battle through heavy traffic.
Yeah, once again, Ty Gibbs stuck right behind the 5 car of Justin Allgaier. Now he'll go to the bottom of the racetrack, try to work his way as he watches William Byron drive off into the sunset here on 4.
And we're also going to have a really good battle here for the runner for the first car 1 lap down, the lucky dog. Right now, that is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Then it's Gilliland, Allgaier, and Reddick all battling in there. And Kyle Busch is 5th in line to get back on the lead lap.
And they're charging, trying to get around one another. 3 wide once again off turn number 2. Up against the outside wall is Gilliland, as flashing to his inside is Allgaier.
And that was a bold move by Justin Allgaier there as he finally worked his way loose of that traffic. Meanwhile, at the bottom of the racetrack, Reddick on the bottom, and there's Ty Gibbs in the middle.
Ty Gibbs now slides up the racetrack right behind the Todd Gilliland machine. Kyle Busch now wedges himself between Gibbs and Kyle Busch.
Before the round of pit stops, Tyler Reddick, who had an early race penalty, he was in front of the race leader, came off pit road after the stop, behind the race leader, and now he's still trying to get to the lead of the lap down cars, Pat.
Yeah, the Ty Gibbs' car, he is really working through this dirty air now. He has not had to do much of that at all tonight. It'll be interesting to see what he says to his crew about how his car is handling.
William Byron has checked out to a 2.5-second point lead over Ty Gibbs. Let's check in on pit road with our O'Reilly Auto Parts pit reporters. We'll start off with Wendy Venturini.
Doug, we've documented some of the cars going high versus low and which way was going to be better for these drivers on this very rough surface here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Mark Truex Jr. right now is trying to make the lower lane work for him. He's not very comfortable with the drivability of his race car right now. They came down pit road that last stop, made a slight air pressure adjustment, but for Mark Truex, he's really trying to use the racetrack to work with this car and get better at handling out there at this early run, only 80 laps in. Brad Healy.
Let's start with race leader William Byron. They actually had a slow pit stop when they came in with the rest of the field under green at around lap 42. He lost a couple of spots, was very frustrated on the radio. Rudy Fugle, his crew chief, focused him, said, go get those other cars. He did. When he was following Ty Gibbs in second, he radioed in and said, my car's pretty good. A couple laps later, he took the lead. His teammate, Alex Bowman, now up to the 6th position. Alex Bowman moving forward because they're trying to find different ways around the racetrack. His spotter, Kevin Hamlin, is helping him mostly off of 2, trying to find the fastest exit where he can get on the throttle quicker. And for Joey Logano, who started at the rear of the field, he's gotten up to 22nd now. His car has stalled out a bit. That's because he told Paul Wolfe he has burnt off the rear tires. Brett McMillan.
Well, right now, Chris Gale, the crew chief for Ty Gibbs, is trying to keep the driver calm and focused. Ty's been very frustrated since he lost that lead. Chris is saying, look, guys around you are fighting to stay on the lead lap or to get back on the lead lap. What you got to remember, they're going to be fighting like crazy to do this. Just stay calm. This is a long race. Don't let this thing get away from you. Eventually, you're going to have a chance to get back into some clean air again, and the car will handle better. Meanwhile, Kyle Busch, guy who's one of those people fighting to stay on the lead lap, said that right now he's losing the right front in the late center part of the turn.
Thanks a lot. Great update there from our O'Reilly Auto Parts pit reporters as we have 17 laps to go in stage 1 here in the Coca-Cola 600.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? I think my battery's dead. With free battery testing and charging, we can help you get back on the road.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
So what if I need a new one? We have the right Duralast battery for you, only at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
And what about my old battery? We can recycle it right here at America's #1 battery destination.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
From fueling NASCAR champions on the track for over 20 years to innovating 94 octane, the highest octane on the market. Performance is what Sunoco does. All Sunoco fuel at the pump meets the same top-tier standards as the fuel used in NASCAR. From the track to your tank, you can trust Sunoco to help your vehicle perform at its peak.
You know, throughout the week, we've got a lot of great programming here on PRN, a lot of great stations coast to coast carry that. We're also on the PRN app. If you don't have that, you ought to head to the App Store and get it. It's free. You can download it, hear all the great programs like Fast Talk with Doug Rice, the O'Reilly Auto Parts Pit Reporters with Brett McMillan, PRN's Racing Country, and At the Track with Lenny Baticki get you up to date with all the short track racing again from coast to coast. And you can get a daily dose of NASCAR news with yours truly on PRN's Garage Pass. It's brought to you by Progressive Insurance. And now a list of things from Progressive Insurance. Home, auto, boat, motorcycle, RV, ATV. Progressive protects them all. Learn more at Bundle It. Learn
Trouble.
more.
Got a car that's spun off the corner down here. I can't quite see it, Martin.
It looks like B.J. McLeod got off the course. He ran down into the chicane part that's off of NASCAR 4. That would be turn 17 on the road course, and that's our first yellow flag of the day here in the Coca-Cola 600.
Right now, we'll take a local break. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network. Back here at Sonoma Raceway.
Look, I think definitely it hasn't been a great road course for us.
It got a little bit warmer, it feels. Will the track get awfully slick out there for you?
If I were to try to capture my perspective from my vantage point in a single word, it would be demanding.
We're underway in the Toyota Save Mark 350. Quickly on the jump, it's Denny Hamlin.
Truexo outbreaks him, dives to his inside. Christopher Bell just waves him on by. Chase Elliott right on the back bumper. Christopher Bell heading down the hill into turn number 7. Chastain now within a car length to Joey Logano as they head toward the braking zone of turn number 11.
Side by side through turn 12. It's Truex on the outside. Hamlin has just the advantage.
The 43 car of Eric Jones goes around.
Martin Truex Jr. is going to win the Toyota Save Mark 350 here at Sonoma Raceway. He wins it for the 4th time in dominating fashion.
NASCAR heads to Sonoma Sunday, June 9th. Catch all the action on PRN, a Performance Racing Network.
Back at Charlotte Motor Speedway, yellow flag flying for the first time in the Coca-Cola 600. B.J. McLeod brings it out. And a couple of things to note. Justin Allgaier had got onto the tail end of the lead lap. Jimmy Johnson passed Tyler Reddick, got in position for the free pass, so Johnson gets it. Reddick just misses out on it. And this yellow flag coming with 12 laps left in stage number 1. Man, I think we'll see pit road busy and maybe not a whole lot of takers when we get to the end of the stage.
Yeah, we're going to have some swaps because there will be a handful that will stay out and try to grab the easy pickings that'll be the stage points here, or maybe a stage win. But I tend to agree with you, Mark. I think most of them will come in now and not wait for that stage 1 break.
Remember yesterday, though, a couple of guys hung out. Most of the field came for tires, and man, they were meat. I mean, they were gobbled up in a hurry and almost caused a really big wreck there one time when they stayed out on tires. They dropped from first and second spot like back to 20th before the stage was over.
Pit road is open now as that Toyota Camry XSE pace car has the field in tow. They will take the hard left-hand turned onto pit road, and let's go down to Wendy Venturini.
Martin Truex Jr. will be one of my first cars to hit pit road. He's been running in that top 5 position. For him, he said it's 3 and 4 is the hardest for him to hit right now. The car is on the top of the racetrack, and he's a bit on the free side. So it's going to be 4 tires and an adjustment Sunoco fuel from Martin Truex Jr.
side, got a right side blitz adjustment. 4 tires in Sunoco. He's down and away. Teammate Alex Bowman running 6. He actually lost a spot or 2. He's a bit on the free side. He also got an adjustment. Fred McMillan. 4 tires for Ty Gibbs. He has no adjustments at all. On the jack he goes. It's a 10-second stop for him. Then he had one also. I'm just looking to actually overshot the pit. We have an overshot the pit. Harrison Burton overshot his pit. And now he had to back up. Actually, what happened was the left front tire was not tight, and he started to leave, so he had to back up and make sure it was tight.
As they came off the pit lane, Ty Gibbs on first, out first. Then William Byron to the second spot. Christopher Bell held on to third. Up 2 is Alex Bowman to the 4th spot off of pit lane. Also up 2, Bubba Wallace. -2, Martin Truex Jr. Up 2, Chase Elliott. Ryan Blaney remained in the number 8 spot. Up 5 was Brad Keselowski. He was 9th off the pit lane. Denny Hamlin, the big loser, -5 spots. He was 10th as they left the pit lane.
It's so dramatically different when you get back in that dirty air, Mark. We see that time and time again. Somebody can look unbeatable out front, but you get back in around 8th, 9th, and 10th, and the air starts swirling around, and it gets really nasty, and we'll see how all of that plays out here on a restart. Looks like we'll probably have a restart, I'm going to guess, with maybe 9 to go here in the stage 1. And keep in mind, another great point about this race, with the extra stage, Mark, if you have a really good day here, you can help yourself. You can maybe win 3 stages or get a lot of extra points for yourself. So it's kind of double coupon day here at the Coke 600.
And remember, Kyle Larson, again, is at Indy, not here. He led the points by 30 over Martin Truex Jr., 39 over Denny Hamlin going into this race. He will get 0 from this event. So a chance for Truex and Hamlin to pick up a lot of points and maybe move up into the number 1 and 2 spots in the regular season standings. Let's go down to Brad Gilley.
Just listening to the conversation between Alex Bowman and his crew chief Blake Harris as they continue to work on the handling of their race car. Alex Bowman has worked his way up through the field. He was 6th when that caution came out. Blake Harris told him they took a really big swing during the round of green flag pit stops. That's when they had a little more time to make a difference in his car. Well, it did make a difference because Bowman started going forward. Said he was still a little bit free when he came in. They did about half of the adjustment that they had done on the first round, just 1 in the interest of time, and 2 because we're about to have a short run to the end of the stage. So we'll see if he can continue to run forward.
35 laps to go in the Indy 500. Kyle Larson still riding in the 21st spot. Again, what a tough break. He ran top 10, was high as number 6 in the running order, got busted for pit road speeding, and now is at 21st. And it looks like kind of locked into that spot in the closing stages of the 500.
A lot of things happen up there, Mark. Attrition's always a big part of that race, and I think they've already lost at least a half dozen cars today. Let's go back down to pit road. Brett McMillan.
Denny Hamlin lost a bunch of spots during that round of pit stops. He has a great pit stall. It's right on the far side of one of the openings, but he made a big mistake when he came into his pits. He went too far into his pit stall instead of stopping at the back end of his pit stall. He went too far, and when Chris Buescher came in, he stopped at the back end of his pit stall, so Hamlin was boxed in. He had to back up to get out of his pit stall. He couldn't make a clean exit. So next time he comes into pit, they're going to make sure they hit that signboard further back into Denny's pit stall because he's got plenty of room to come in and stop short.
So NASCAR pace car driver Jesse Dolavoot now is waving past the cars that are using the wave around. And next time by, the lights will go off. We'll get the 1 to go signal. Doug, so what was it like driving that 2025 Toyota Camry XSE? I mean, if that's on the street, that's an animal.
Yeah, it's a neat car. The Toyota brand is well represented here. But I can tell you this, the one thing that jumped out at me today, and it's been a long time, I used to do a lot of track rides for visiting dignitaries around Charlotte Motor Speedway, is how absolute bumpy this place has gotten. Turn 3 has some really noticeable bumps, and all the way through 4, it's much more ragged than it looks. It's an old racing surface, 17, 18 years old without a repave, and it feels like it. And I can't imagine what it feels like in these cars riding. You know, they don't have coilover suspension.
No, they're very stiff. But Doug, here's the cool part. You'd think that drivers would like a smooth track. No, they like the track with the bumps and the characters, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And by the way, Ty Gibbs did run up on my quarter panel today. We're going to talk about that later on because it scared me. I looked out and that decal is so big there as he pulled up next to me. Let's give you a top 20 here really quick because we'll be back to racing with 7 to go. Ty Gibbs is the race leader. William Byron third is Christopher Bell. Alex Bowman rides fourth. Fifth
Excuse me. God damn.
Truex Jr. is sixth. Seventh is Chase Elliott. Ryan is eighth. Brad
I think that deserves 100 likes. I didn't think I'd burp that much, but we're at 96 likes. Come on, guys. Come on.
Michael McDowell, Daniel Hemrick.
Give me the one hundo. Come on, man.
16th, Austin Cindric, Noah Gragson. 17th, 18th, Justin Haley. 19th is Eric Jones, and 20th is Joey Logano. And now it looks like Denny Hamlin there
was being held for equipment interference, and so they held him right short of the start-finish line so he couldn't be scored, and that pushes him all the way back.
Yeah, a bunch of these guys are now pitting, so it's another pit cycle. So Larson should be in like the top 20, top 15, I think. He may get in the top 10. I don't know. But yeah, most of these guys haven't pitted since like 130, since like lap 130 or some shit. So they still got to pit. Some of these people have to pit.
Ty Gibbs up here on the front row, right beside William Byron. Then you got Christopher Bell and Alex Bowman. They are ready to turn them loose again. The fans are waving their hats on their feet. Here we go.
Pace car on pit road. The field is in the Geico restart zone. We're ready to go racing with 7 laps to go in stage 1 of the Coca-Cola 600. Getting a quick jump out of the gate. That's going to be Ty Gibbs. He'll lead the whole field down into turn 1.
A playoff put in a whole fistful of stage points at stake. Ty Gibbs seems to want it more, but as I say that, William Byron goes to the top, and Christopher Bell looks for racing room on the bottom. 3 wide off 2.
3 wide. Oh, never mind.
Everybody scrambling for the lead. Ty Gibbs the bottom of the racetrack. Here comes Willie B to the outside. He wants to take it away off 4.
William Byron now rides around Ty Gibbs. He's got the lead in stage 1 with 6 to go. They cross the stripe, head back to turn number 1.
At the drop of the green, it was all Ty Gibbs, but the man on the move, the man right now that wants it is William Byron. He's in the middle lane, and Ty Gibbs will follow in his tire tracks as they come charging off turn 2.
Alex Bowman looking good in that 3rd spot now. Christopher Bell back to face off against Martin Truex Jr. Bubba Wallace going to the high side of the racetrack. But here comes William Byron off 4.
5 laps to go here in stage 1. It's William Byron by 3 car lengths over Ty Gibbs. An equal distance back to the 3rd place running Alex Bowman. And then next in line is going to be Christopher Bell, Martin Truex Jr.
Bowman restarted in the 6th position. He rides 3rd. He'll get those left side tires all the way down to the white and blue line, trying to close up on the 2nd place car of Gibbs.
And he's getting that done. He really is catching up quickly as they work down the backstretch, calling about 7 car lengths. Bowman's going to go to the bottom of the racetrack to try to make up some ground with 2nd place running Ty Gibbs.
Out of turn 4, lead machines Thunder back to the stripe. Now just 4 laps in stage number 1 as they work their way back to the banking.
Top 3 separate themselves ever so slightly from the 4th place car. That's Christopher Bell. He's got Martin Truex Jr. in his rearview mirror. Off turn number 2. Momentarily, Bowman took the peek to the inside of Gibbs.
Bowman there in that 3rd spot. Fading back there is Christopher Bell in the number 20 car. Then it's Martin Truex Jr. Once again, the challenge for 2nd. Alex Bowman trying to work on Ty Gibbs.
Alex Bowman really makes up ground going into the turns, and it seems like Ty Gibbs holds serve along the straightaway. It is going to be Byron leading him back into 1, Gibbs, and then Alex Bowman.
Certainly that car number 48 has taken many checkered flags at Charlotte Motor Speedway, but not once with Alex Bowman still early in this race, but he's charging hard as the front 3 drops down the backstretch.
Ty Gibbs made up a little bit of distance going to the bottom of the racetrack in 1 and 2. Let's see which way he goes down here. He'll choose the middle of the racetrack. That's going to give Bowman a chance to close up from 3rd.
But it's William Byron still out front. And when they cross the start-finish line now, just 1 lap to go in stage 1, brought to you by eBay Motors.
And the last guy in position to score a stage point, if he can hang on, would be Chase Elliott. Into turn number 2, William Byron continues to find speed in the middle lane around this racetrack.
Here comes William Byron down the backstretch here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, trying to get this green and white checkered flag. Bottom of the racetrack he goes with his Chevy, right next to that blue and white line, rockets off at turn 4.
Coming back here to the line, it's still going to be on the point. Alex Bowman leads him back to start-finish line. 1 lap to go to the end of stage 1. Let's see if Gibbs can run him down.
Sir, that's not Alex Bowman. That's William Byron.
Heavy pressure from Alex
second position away from Ty Gibbs. He'll fall right in line behind him. Bottom of the racetrack. That's the way they race off turn 4.
As they work their way back to the line, stage 1 is in the record books. In the 65th running of the Coca-Cola 600, William Byron will win the opening stage. Ty Gibbs second. Third, Alex Bowman. Fourth is Christopher Bell. Fifth, Martin Truex Jr. Sixth is going to be Bubba Wallace. Seventh is Ryan Blaney. Eighth is Brad Keselowski. Ninth is Josh Berry, and Michael McDowell will get 10th. Doug, for William Byron, coming into this race, he's won 3 times, but that was his first stage win in 2024.
Bring home the cup with eBay Guaranteed Fit. Brakes, headlights, and all the parts to fit your vehicle the first time, every time. eBay Motors, ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
To show you how easy it is to file a claim with Geico, we hired a scary movie victim. Oh no, a tree fell on my car, and there's only one thing to do. Trip over my own feet and pull myself across the lawn.
It's now 23 laps to go in Indy, 23. Or no, it's still 24. 24 laps to go in Indy.
This Geico sounds suspiciously reassuring. Are you sure I don't end up getting surprised with an unexpected twist? Just that your Geico team will always be there to keep you updated. No! What is it? Oh, nothing.
Wait, what in the flying fuck? Wait, what in the flying fuck? Larson? Am I seeing shit? Am I seeing shit? Am I seeing shit? Do I see Kyle Larson in second? Okay, guys, do not panic. Let's all breathe. All of us NASCAR fans need to breathe right now. We all need to take deep breaths. Jesus. Oh, he has to pit. God damn it, fuck. Someone let out a caution, please. Please. I beg, please.
This season, join NASCAR legends and Echo Park at Speedway Motorsports tracks to enjoy a cup of coffee and check out some awesome cars. You could win a VIP ticket upgrade and ride in the pace car. Echo Park, every car, happy owner. So we've come to the end of stage 1. It was won by William Byron, and this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Hi, it's PRN's Brad Gilley. Did you know you can take PRN with you anywhere? That's right. By downloading the PRN mobile app, you can listen to our live race broadcast from anywhere. Make sure you don't miss a second of the action from the track. Download today for station listings and on-demand access to your favorite studio shows like Fast Talk, The Pit Reporters, or Garage Pass. Get all the latest racing information at your fingertips with the PRN mobile app. Available in the Apple App Store and on Google Play.
Hey, I'm Corley Joy for Speedway Children's Charities. The mission for Speedway Children's Charities has remained true since its founding almost 40 years ago.
Please, Rex, somebody, please. Larson's got to win this thing. Come on. He's in first. He's in first. Larson's going to get his first ever laps leading here at the Indy 500. He's finally going to get his laps. He's finally going to lead some laps in Indy 500. We're watching history, guys. Larson's going to get his first laps here at the Indy 500. He's going to get his first leading laps, finally.
Pit road will remain closed for at least one more lap here at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Coca-Cola 600. We have only had 2 cautions so far. The first one with 13 laps to go in stage 1. BJ McLeod got loose, and then here for the stage 1 break.
Again, updating Kyle Larson. We have 20 to go. He's in second place in the Indy 500.
Dude, I don't know why. Why? Come on. No caution. Come on.
O'Reilly Auto Parts pit reporter Wendy Venturini.
We'll just give you some updates.
Dude, somebody needs the wreck, please.
Running 6, and he's trying not to overstep his boundaries. His car has a lot of speed, but this is really a long-run game tonight, and Bubba Wallace realizes that. Same thing going on for Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott said, I've made some mistakes out here, and I'm not very good on the restarts. However, his crew chief, Alan Gustafson, has said you have been super fast at the end of a run, which if we have a long run towards the end of this race, we know Chase Elliott could be strong there. He was happy with it at the end of this run, but he's trying not to get too tight in the center. And that's the latest update on my end of pit road. Brad Gilley, what do you have?
William Byron still wants his crew chief, Rudy Fugle, to continue to keep up with the racetrack as it gets darker and darker. Says he's a little bit free, but obviously much better in clean air. The big question, how many people come in? This could be a mixed bag.
18 laps to go at Indy.
Track position by staying out. Byron said that if a lot of people stay out, he'll need less of an adjustment to drive back up through the field. Brett McMillan.
Oh, Brent Keselowski said he's really loose on entry right now, and he can't go to the top of the track at all, which is where everybody seems to be running the fastest. Meanwhile, Justin Allgaier said that car is tight, but he also got hit in the left rear by the 42 of John Hunter Nemechek. They've taken a look at it already, and Cliff Daniels said he thinks it's okay, but they're going to take a closer look at it when he comes into pit.
All right, thanks a lot there, Brett McMillan. Lights are still on the pace car as it comes back around, and that means pit road will open up. Let's go down to Wendy Venturini.
103 laps. These cars were last on pit road at lap 89. Martin Truex Jr. is going to come to a stop directly in front of me.
Dude, can somebody please wreck, please? Please.
It looks like just an air pressure adjustment for both.
I don't care who it is. Just somebody, please wreck. Yeah, he's... Ah, shit. Yeah, he's pitting. Ah, fuck.
All right, we got the number 5 car, Justin Allgaier, coming in. He is going to make a stop. They're going to go have 4-tire change for him. They're right on the left side of that car right now. Right behind him, we've got Jimmy Johnson in. He's also getting a 4-tire change. Ty Gibbs has stayed out this time.
Ty Gibbs, Ross Chastain stayed out. Mark, what about pit road?
Stenhouse, McDowell, Logano, Byron is the way they came off. Stenhouse up 27. Gotta believe, Doug, that was just a fuel stop, just a little bit of splash of Sunoco fuel for Ricky Stenhouse, and he made up 27 spots right there on pit road.
Watch it now. Kyle Busch car still sits on pit road. Looks like problems at the right front. We'll check in with Brett McMillan here in a moment, but it's going to be another long day here for Kyle Busch, and that team is really struggling, Mark.
Doug, they're struggling on pit road. It's something that Kyle Busch has talked about all season long, and although this is probably not a pit road problem, if you will, he got down a lap after having an issue there on pit lane, a loose tire.
Wait, can Newgarden go back to back?
That team is going to continue to try to clean up so they can get a win. And Doug, remember, not only is Kyle Busch trying to make the playoff on points, but he's had a streak of 19 straight years winning races. He talked about it last week. He goes, it's important to me. It's 20. I need to get to 20. And right now, that team doesn't appear to be in that position to do that.
Noah Gregson's another one that elected to stay out, so he's going to gain some real estate in all of this. We'll take you through the field here momentarily as they cross the start-finish line and reset. That'll give us a more accurate lead. 95 laps to go now in stage 2 as they've gobbled up a few here under the yellow. The race leader will be Ty Gibbs. He pitted on lap 89 along with Ross Chastain. Noah Gragson, Denny Hamlin is 4th, and those 4 cars elected to stay out. They last pitted on lap 89. Michael McDowell is 5th, 6th to Joey Logano. William Byron is 7th, 8th is Christopher Bell.
Newgarden might go back to back. Holy crap.
11th is Alex Bowman. Then in the 12th position, Ryan Blaney, our race defending winner. Martin Truex Jr. 13th. 14th is Chase Elliott with Josh Berry 15th. Then 16th, Zane Smith. 17th, Daniel Suarez. Chase Briscoe 18th. 19th, Austin Cindric. Carson Hocevar in 20th.
21st is going to be Daniel Hemmer. Chris Buescher is back in 22nd. 23rd is going to be Harrison Burton. Eric Jones is 24th. 25th to Austin Dillon. Justin Allgaier 26th. John Hunter Nemechek rides 27th. 28th to Jimmy Johnson. Did get back on the lead lap. Shane Van Gisbergen is 29th. And 30th is Justin Haley.
31st, Tyler Reddick. Ryan Preece in 32nd. 33rd, Todd Gilliland. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 34th. 35th is going to be Kyle Busch. He's being listed as the last car on the lead lap. -1, Corey LaJoie in 36th. 37th, Kaz Gralla. J.J. Yeley 38th. -2 in 39th, Ty Dillon. -4 in 40th, B.J. McLeod.
That leaderboard update brought to you by Rheem. Visit Rheem.com to find a contractor near you. Rheem, provider of a new degree of comfort and proud sponsor of Christopher Bell and the number 20 Toyota. Let's check in back now with Brett McMillan.
Doug, as you mentioned, Kyle Busch spent a lot of time on pit road. These were what you would call the kitchen sink adjustments. It was all chassis adjustments, doing a lot of adjustments in the front end, taking rounds out of the chassis of the front end. Normally we see that done with the rear end of the car, but this time they were doing a lot of work on the front end, but you have to leave the wheels off to be able to get up underneath the wheel well to make those adjustments. So that's what they were doing, throwing a lot of stuff at the number 8.
Pit road will be closed now as we see Corey LaJoy make a late pit stop in the Chili-sponsored number 7 machine. Lights are still on the Toyota Camry pace car, so it'll be at least one more lap here before we turn them loose.
And the lights we mentioned before had been turned on earlier, but they didn't really come into play. Well, guess what? As we reach now 7:30, almost 7:40 Eastern time, they are now becoming more prominent as now darkness begins to set in here at Charlotte Motor Speedway as we get set to begin stage number 2.
Mark, when I first started attending races here at Charlotte Motor Speedway as a fan, back in the day, as they like to say, way back in the day, the race started at like 12:30, and you ran it all in the day, and it was unbearably hot. I remember one year we cheered when the Goodyear Blend came over and got between us and the sun. So I feel like this is a lot more humane to start this race a little bit after 6 o'clock and let you have some daylight, then ease into darkness than it was to cook out here for 5 hours.
I also think it makes an amazing day for motorsports fan. You start the day with the Grand Prix of Monaco F1, which, by the way, was a terrible sleeper of a race today, won by John Leclerc in the Ferrari. Charles Leclerc.
No passes.
No. First through 6, finished 1 through 6. Nothing. Awful. Then we have
Get shit on, F1. F1 just got shit on. They just got told that they were a terrible sleeper. Fuck F1.
At least the NASCAR race here in Charlotte got the first lap in without crashing a bunch of cars. They had a problem at Indy in the back of the pack. You're not supposed to wreck running 30th at Indy on the first lap. You let everybody get away from you. Pat Patterson, how about setting the front of the field here as we get ready to go racing again?
Well, Ty Gibbs is right up here on the front row. Ross Chastain to the outside. That second row's got Denny Hamlin.
Guys, I'm gonna let y'all watch the finish of the Indy 500 here, and as soon as it gets done, I will be switching it right back over to NASCAR's broadcast. So if any of y'all are gonna think y'all are gonna miss it, y'all aren't. I'm gonna have the radio on still. So yeah.
At least one more lap.
That way y'all can be up to date.
Truck running the high line down in turn 3 now.
the lights are really coming into play right now. It's getting dark, and you can see those lights flashing off the 2025 Toyota Camry XSE pace car. You can really see the lights flashing bright yellow. And again, when you start the race, they're kind of washed out by the sun. Well, right now, as we descend into darkness, those lights becoming again much more prominent, as are the lights high above this 1.5-mile racetrack and the lights that we have on pit road.
But putting this in perspective, if it wasn't getting dark about now, we'd have a real problem. So it's good that the earth is still spinning on its axis, as well as this race is. I've been impressed with Ty Gibbs. He's been challenged a couple of times. It's obvious that they've got a really fast race car. We talked about it before. There have been 7 drivers in the past that have won their first ever Cup Series race in the Coca-Cola 600. Go way back in the day to David Pearson, and then it was Jeff Gordon who did it. Bobby Labonte won his first race here. Matt Kenseth, David Rudiman picked up one here. Austin Dillon also got a win, and Casey Mears, their first ever Cup Series wins, came in the Coca-Cola 600. And Mark, we talked about it extensively yesterday. We felt like the best shot for a first-time winner today in this race is Ty Gibbs. He's not disappointing.
No, not at all, Doug. And we've seen surprise winners in this race. When you talk about Dillon, David Rudiman, Casey Mears, even back in the day, a guy like Charlie Glotzback came out of nowhere to win it. And then you've got, of course, Hall of Famers like David Pearson, Jeff Gordon, Bobby Labonte, Matt Kenseth. At one point, certainly Buddy Baker is going to make the Hall. But we've also seen this race where we've seen surprise finishes, surprise winners.
Brett McMillan, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't you get to go over and tell David Rudiman on a Monday that he had won the Coca-Cola 600?
I believe that's the case, yeah, because it was a rain-shortened race. It was, how many times did we start and stop that thing?
Probably 5 times, and we were back here on a Monday, and I think it was one of those deals that NASCAR just went, we've been here long enough. And Brett heard it, and he walks over and says, hey, the race is over. It's official. So Rudiman was pretty happy.
Yeah, and you could win some trivia contests. You know, name the winners of the Coke 600. And most people would not mention Casey Mears, Charlie Glotzback, or David Ruderman.
Good buddy Kyle Petty won this race one time with the Wood brothers here, and then ran out of gas going back to level cross. Had to wait on the side of the road till the Wood brothers drove by and said, "Hey, isn't that Kyle?" And then they picked him up and took him on home because he didn't have his wallet. It was still in his street clothes.
So a non-race pit stop by the Wood brothers.
Let's get ready to go racing here, Pat. It looks like the light's off on the Toyota pace car now.
Yeah, I think we are ready to go as the field gets in between turns 3 and 4. Lights are off on the pace car. And right there on that front row, that's where you find Ross Chastain and Ty Gibbs, Denny Hamlin, Noah Gregson, Michael McDowell, and the all-star winner, Joey Logano. Fans are on the feed. Here we go.
Ty Gibbs leads them into the Geico restart zone. He can fire anytime he wants at this point and does right now. Green flag is out. Chastain hangs right on his passenger door. They go side by side into turn number 1.
The front 6 elect to stay out on 13-lap older tires. Let's see how long it takes for the guys with freshmen to get up to the front. Here comes Christopher Bell. He'll make it 3 wide as he's charging toward the front with Ross Chastain leading.
William Byron on the move as well. He's going to challenge for 3rd right now. It's still side by side up front. Gibbs to the bottom. Here comes Chastain to the outside off 4.
A lot of cars and very little real estate. Back for about 5th. It is 3 wide down on the bottom of the racetrack. It's Joey Logano, then Denny Hamlin, and Michael McDowell. They hang 3 wide back into 1.
A furious fight for 5th on back. Side by side, 2 wide, 3 wide. Off of the corner, Ross Chastain will lead this race with Ty Gibbs in hot pursuit.
Tight battle there with Christopher Bell and Noah
Holy
Gregson.
crap, what a battle we got going on at Indy.
That 4th spot. Denny Hamlin now would like to challenge him for that one as they work.
Oh, Paddle Ward, what's he going to do?
Gibbs tried to stay that way, but the car drifted up in turn 4. That's allowed Christopher Bell to close in.
Going in turn number 4. Now, coming out of 4. Here we go. 1 lap to go here at the Indianapolis 500. Joseph Newgarden in the lead. Here comes a Ward. He goes to the outside. He makes a move. He makes a good pass there. Newgarden now in 2nd. Going in 1 and 2 for the final time. Paddle Ward with a great pass coming out of the front stretch. Now he's trying to break the draft on Newgarden. Newgarden, though, getting a run here. What will he do? Newgarden, he goes high. He goes high. He stays high. Newgarden back in the lead. No way. Going into 4. Holy shit, are you kidding me? Newgarden's going to go back-to-back at Indy. Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh, back-to-back.
He is just past Josh Berry. Now is setting his sight, or rather Noah Gregson. Now he sets his sights on Josh Berry as they dive into
Newgarden did it, holy shit. Wow. He did it again.
He gets that position. Hamlin goes right in his tire tracks. Then comes the number 4 car of Josh Berry, trying to work his way up into the top 5. Stays high up on the top of the racetrack.
Call it teal, maybe it's turquoise. It's Denny Hamlin's car. It pops off the racetrack. He is running in the 5th spot right now, but he is making it nervous on 4th place running Alex Bowman.
Yeah, whatever color it is, it's not like the rest of these red, white, and blue things. It is unmistakable. Single file now among the top 7, and then 8, 3 wide off turn number 2. Leading that hunt is Martin Truex. Now that is Grayson.
Good race going on there. Bubba Wallace also with a good car now. Dives to the bottom of the racetrack. He'd like to move up into the top 5 as he holds the bottom against Josh Berry.
A little farther back, Brad Keselowski has moved up a spot, make him 9th now as they flash across the stripe, sets his sights on Noah Gregson. Again, back to the banking in turn number 1.
Talking about 9th and 10th because there's nothing happening in front of them off of turn number 2. Gregson slides up the racetrack and opens the inside lane. Bubba will wedge himself in between him and the car of Hamlin.
Good battle up here, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Denny Hamlin goes to the top side of the racetrack. Bubba Wallace to the bottom. Once again, Josh Berry trying to hold on to that fight.
Ty Gibbs really struggling to keep his car down at the bottom of the racetrack. Got a good fight here between car owner and his driver. Bubba Wallace all over the tailgate here of Denny Hamlin in a fight for 5th.
Yeah, they're fierce competitors on the racetrack. The owner and employee changes only when they take those helmets off. It is still Hamlin hanging on that spot, and here comes Berry.
Josh Berry takes his forward to the bottom of the racetrack now. He's going to try to go to work on Bubba Wallace. Wallace will stay even with him through the middle of turns 3 and 4.
Josh Berry, who finished finished third at Darlington, having a strong run in the Coca-Cola 600. Can't get the spot from Wallace. He'll try again in turn number 1.
As they battle for position, we've got a fight for the lead. Ross Chastain has led from the restart with older tires, but now catching him on 4 fresh ones. We've got a battle for that number 1 position. It's Christopher Bell.
Yeah, C. Bell now about a car length and a half, maybe 2 car lengths off of the leader, goes to the bottom of the racetrack. Chastain lets his car drift up the racetrack just slightly, but he'll hold on to the lead on 4.
Tell you what, he's being pushed down the front stretch through the first kink of the double dog leg. It's Chastain by a single car length. Christopher Bell sizing him up into turn 1.
Shows you how track position makes such a huge difference. Ross Chastain was a 10th to 12th place car before that pit stop when he elected to stay out. Hanging on so far, but it's obviously just a matter of time before he gets past.
Good fight up front. Also a good battle there. Bubba Wallace finally got around Denny Hamlin. Meanwhile, back to the front, here's Christopher Bell trying to find some grip on the high side of the racetrack.
The Indy 500 is over. Joseph Newgarden has won it for the 2nd time in a row. Kyle Larson finishes in the 18th position. Battle for the lead in turn number 1.
Battle is pretty short-lived. It's not swinging around underneath the machine of Ross Chastain and taking the top spot is the guy who's run 3rd most of the early part of this race. Christopher Bell out front now.
Bell got that position. Meanwhile, the battle rages on back there with Denny Hamlin in a good fight there. We also got William Byron coming in, Brent Keselowski coming into the middle of that fight as well as he tries to work his way up into the top 5.
Josh is running very good right now. Josh Berry on the move here as he is now trying to push his way up and get around Denny Hamlin here. That is going to be a battle for the 6th spot.
Berry has been in the top 10, but he's really now fighting his way forward. He got just a little bit too high, I think, in his entry to turn number 1. Had to roll out briefly, so that gives a brief reprieve to Hamlin.
Yeah, again, watching Brad Keselowski work in that group that we're just talking about with Hamlin and Josh Berry. Here goes Brad Kay to the bottom of the racetrack. He'd like to pick that spot away from Josh Berry on 4.
With 78 laps to go in stage number 2 of the 65th running of the Coca-Cola 600, Christopher Bell is your leader. The rest of our top 5 is Ross Chastain, Ty Gibbs, Alex Bowman, and Bubba Wallace.
O'Reilly.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
When it comes to maintaining your engine to run at peak performance, trust Z-Max Micro Lubricant. Z-Max soaks into metal and it's so easy to add to your oil or gas to disperse carbon buildup in your engine, fuel system, and transmission. Protect your vehicle's engine to the max with Z-Max. Check us out at zmax.com or visit us on Facebook and Twitter to find out more about our full line of products. Z-Max for your car, big rigs, small engines, firearms, and more. That's Z-Max Micro Lubricant, available at your favorite auto parts store.
Did you know that people who vacation live a happier and more fulfilling life? Well, since 1966, Blue Green has been inspiring folks to discover the power of vacations. Join the thousands of race fans and owners who have discovered a better way to vacation. Blue Green, the official vacation ownership provider of NASCAR and proud sponsor of Corey LaJoy. Explore ownership at bluegreenvacations.com. 75 laps to go in stage number 2 of the Coca-Cola 600. Your leader is Christopher Bell, and this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Dale Earnhardt, he's almost been deified. There's a mystique about him that's never been attached to any other driver, including your dad.
I think there's 2 things for Dale Earnhardt that make him who he is. He was that guy that's your neighbor. I don't care if you live in a mobile home. I don't care if you live in a mansion. He's that guy that was your neighbor. He's the guy that was out in his yard planting his plants. He's the guy that was out there mowing. He's the guy that was out there doing it. He's the guy that drove the truck. He's the guy that got up under the car and changed the gear. He's the guy that put on a uniform and jumped in that car and became your hero on a Sunday afternoon. And you could identify with that. He's really that last guy. And he is, in the words of Tom Wolfe, last great American hero, the book that was written about Junior Johnson. He is that last guy to a lot of people. And he was going to have that following no matter what. It moved to a different level because of what happened at Daytona. Billy Joel, only the good die young. And that's the way you remember it. So I think that moves you to a different place too.
73 laps to go here in stage 2. Christopher Bell in the lead now by 1.3 seconds over Ross Chastain. Ty Gibbs still riding in third, 1.8 seconds back. The rest of the top 5, Alex Bowman and Bubba Wallace finally got around Denny Hamlin, and he picked up that spot. So they've been running pretty consistent today, but you get on back there, and there are some other good battles behind the race leaders. We've been watching Josh Berry. He's been making really nice progress today. And right now, he was in a battle here with Brad Keselowski. I'm still watching Denny Hamlin as he rolls out of turn 4 and down the front stretch. Hamlin's getting a little pressure right now from William Byron, who's on the comeback trail. So Byron trying to race down Hamlin. Rob, that's a fight for 8.
It is. Denny Hamlin's lost a couple of spots over these last several laps. First to Josh Berry, and then Brad Keselowski now in jeopardy of losing another position.
William Byron now just about a car length and a half behind Hamlin. Byron likes the top side of the racetrack, and that's where he goes midway through 3 and 4, trying to close the gap on the 11.
He really does right now. Not making up any room. Got another fight here. It's Brad Keselowski and Josh Berry. They are battling it out for 6.
Brad Keselowski, Josh Berry going after one another. In the middle of the banking of turn 2, it is Brad Keselowski. He moves down to the middle lane. That's where Josh Berry was running, making it very difficult for him to make that pass.
Got to tell you, that RFK organization really coming to life right now. The 6 car running real high up on the racetrack, out next to the wall as he gets around Berry.
C. Bell back to start-finish line, starting to distance himself from second place running Ross Chastain. Rob, he's got about a 2-second cushion, and then it's another half second back to Gibbs.
And for a while, Ty Gibbs was making up pretty good ground on second place Ross Chastain. And his progress toward that end has subsided somewhat, and he's been bringing Bowman with him.
Yeah, Gibbs has been consistent, but really hasn't had enough speed to catch back up to Chastain and challenge for that position. Calling about 20 car lengths between those two all 4.
Watching them battle back here to the line here as the laps are starting to wind down here in stage 2. 68 laps to go. Had some nice fights around the racetrack. I've been watching Ryan Blaney a little bit, Rob. He's yet to make the move, but he's running 11th with Busher in close pursuit.
He had moved up into the top 10 at one juncture, but after this last round of pit stop, he's had a really difficult time battling his way back up to 12.
You know, I asked Ryan Blaney earlier this afternoon when I was with him, kind of to compare this car to last year, and he said, Pat, it's just impossible to do that. He said the racetrack's changed so much. Right now, holding on to that spot.
And if you remember last year, Ryan Blaney just kind of chugged along during this race until that 4th and final stage. He caught fire. Chris Buescher's still pushing him into 1.
Chris Buescher, remember, is in a backup car after having a problem in qualifying yesterday. Sits about 2 car lengths back of the machine of Ryan Blaney as they head down the backstretch.
Yeah, Blaney not in his typical colors tonight. It's kind of a white and black car that he's driving right now midway through 3 and 4 as he gets his body armor number 12 working hard tonight.
About to have a battle here for second between Chastain and a fast-closing Ty Gibbs.
Just about 3 car lengths of separation. Gibbs very, very high at the entry to turn 1. He'll now turn it hard down off the corner, trying to find some room at the bottom of the racetrack.
Ross Chastain will hold a pretty wheel there. Down the backstretch he goes. He's got a mirror full of Gibbs. Gibbs goes to the bottom of the racetrack, puts those tires even below the white stripe going around the bottom. Can't make anything work this time by.
Back to the start-finish line once again. Chastain holding off Ty Gibbs. This is a fight for second, some 3 seconds behind Christopher Bell.
3 seconds equates to nearly half of the front straightaway. That's the advantage that Christopher Bell enjoys over this fight for second. Chastain hanging on to the moment, but just by his fingernails.
Boy, and right behind those guys again, another fierce battle still goes on. You've got Brad Keselowski in the mix with Bubba Wallace. Also, Alex Bowman in that one as well. Those cars really challenging hard.
Brad Keselowski seems to be in a hurry to get toward the front. Car's a little hard to pick up. It's kind of a chocolate-colored race car with the silver letters on the side, Rob. Not the easiest machine to see.
No, let's just be honest. Most of these cars are not familiar paint schemes to us. We've kind of had to learn on the fly and practice and qualifying yesterday and here this afternoon. And Keselowski is the guy that's on the charge.
Bubba Wallace has got a good car, y'all. He is working hard back there. Right now, he's trying to fight off Brad Keselowski. Upstairs, high on the racetrack, also trying to hold on to Alex Bowman.
As they work out of turn 4, Bowman holds on, but a little bit of a wiggle from Bubba Wallace. Brad Keselowski tries to make him pay. He powers to the inside.
Yeah, he just made one little slip, but Brad Keselowski's right there to capitalize. He does pounce. He gets the spot. Now he'll set his sights on Alex Bowman. He's just 2 car lengths back at the 48 machine.
Down the backstretch they go once again. Bowman out in front of Brad K. There's also, you see the Bubba Wallace car working to the very bottom of the racetrack. That is a really, really good fight amongst those guys.
Yeah, those 3 cars are really locked up into a nice battle here. Alex Bowman, Bubba Wallace, and Brad Keselowski all knotted together. Bowman 4th, Keselowski 5th, Wallace in the 6th spot.
As they've been fighting for position, they've actually gained some ground on the 2nd and 3rd place cars. And Ross Chastain and Ty Gibbs. Gibbs caught him. Cannot get around at this juncture.
Boy, that's a good call, Rob. That's exactly what I'm seeing, too. They're closing the distance on the 2nd and 3rd place cars. Here goes Brad K, bottom of the racetrack once again. He's trying to close in and maybe get up there and battle for 3rd.
Christopher Bell, however, continues to drive away with 61 laps left in stage number 2 of the Coca-Cola 600. He leads by 4.8 seconds. Green flag pit stops are coming up.
At Progressive, we know money can't buy happiness. But money did buy your boat, where you find peace fishing, unlike at home with 3 teenage daughters. Because fish never argue about who stole whose crop top, or get mad the other fish used up all the hot water. No, they just swim around, never embarrassed to be seen with you in public. So save money by bundling your boat or RV insurance with home or auto from Progressive. And buy more happiness, or something close to it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers, not available in all states.
20 laps left in this race with 5 drivers low on fuel.
Took me a whole tank of gas to get here. Erica, how much have I been spending on gas?
For questions about money, racing fans can turn to Erica, the virtual financial assistant in the Bank of America mobile banking app. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/Erica by your side. What would you like the power to do?
Erica is only available in the English language. You must download the latest version of the mobile banking app, only available on select mobile devices. Your chat may be recorded and monitored for quality assurance. Message and data rates and additional terms may apply. Bank of America N.A., member FDIC.
Sometimes it's just the tag that makes the commercial. From Charlotte Motor Speedway, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network. We're going to hold it right here because we have cars getting ready to dive onto the pit lane here as we've got our first leaders making their way slowly down the pit lane here. And let's go down on pit road now to Brad Gilley.
Chase Briscoe's crew gives him a tear-off there on the right side of that race car. Looks like it took him a little bit longer on the right side than what they wanted to do. Crew is now on the left side. This is one of the first of the top contenders that have come in on Miami Turbo.
Also coming in now, Tyler Reddick, Austin Cindric in this group. So is Noah Gregson. Let's go down to Brett McMillan.
And we're waiting for Denny Hamlin to come in. And we also have Chris Buescher coming in. And we're waiting for those as well. Vinny Venturini.
Tyler Reddick was in for 4 tires and Sunoco fuel, but the gas can got a little lodged in there for an extra second, and it almost went for a ride, but it cleared. Bubba Wallace coming to a stop directly in front of me. It is 4 tires and fuel air pressure adjustment for Bubba Wallace, who's currently giving up that 6th place position. Brad Gilley.
William Byron's in. Crew's on the right side of his car. It's going to be a routine 4-tire stop, as well as Sunoco race fuel. Joey Logano's going to come in after getting 2 tires at the last pit stop. He's going to get 4 fresh ones this time.
So he makes his way off the pit lane as we're watching several other cars dive on the pit road, including Ross Chastain and Ty Gibbs, along with Denny Hamlin and Alex Bowman. Back to Brad Gilley.
Alex Bowman's in. Ross Chastain slides in as well. For Chastain, he did not take tires at the stage break. This is the 2nd time in. He's going to get wedge adjustment on the right side to try and tighten him up a little bit. 4-tire Sunoco fuel. Alex Bowman has to back up. They did not get the car tight on the lug nut. Actually, they did, so he's down and away. Brett McMillan. Denny Hamlin, 4-tire stop. Everything went well this time for him. It was a 10-second stop for Denny Hamlin, and he gets a 4-tire change air pressure adjustment.
Pretty sure there's going to be a pass-through penalty here for Ryan
Blaney had a problem. Well, he finally gets him woed up. Almost looked like he couldn't get stopped going onto the pit road. Let's go down to Brett.
Penalty here. Let's go over to Brett McMillan.
We got Brad Keselowski's in. They're already running the left side of the car. The car's been a little bit tight. Doing air pressure adjustment as he goes back out. Let's go to Winnie Venturini.
It is nothing but a wheel coming off the right front of Ryan Blaney's car. There is damage around the wheel well area. He had just been on pit road for 4 tires and fuel. I'm going to guess there was a problem with that tire. I don't know how much contact he has on the right side of the race car, but currently they cannot get that tire off of the right front. The crew members are under there struggling, pulling on it right now. They're trying to jack it up a little bit higher to get that tire off. A long problem for Ryan Blaney. Brad Gilly.
Christopher Bell is going to give up the race lead. He slides into his pit stall. Crew goes to work on that number 20 Toyota Camry XSE. First can of Sunoco fuel is going in. They're working on the left side of his car right now. Going to be a great stop for Christopher Bell. He's down and away.
One of the tires nearly got away from the Christopher Bell crew, but a guy made a great one-handed stop to catch it. Let's go to Brett McMillan.
Kyle Busch has not been happy with the way this car has been handling. Remember, he got major adjustments during the last pit stop. Didn't help. He said the car was absolutely plowing. They're going to give him an air pressure adjustment this time. They're going to try to deal with most of it with air pressure adjustments. 4-tire Chang Sunoco fuel, 10.2 second stop, Brad Gilly.
Last car to make the green flag pit stop in my section of pit road will be Daniel Suarez. He slides into his box, gets a fresh, clean windshield. Crew is now going over to the left side of his race car. Second can of Sunoco fuel going in. That's a fast pit stop for that trackhouse.
Ryan Blaney is still stopped in his pit stall. They just said on the radio, we're done. We can't get the tire off. Meanwhile, Mark Trix Jr. gives up his second place position. Pitting right in front of me, it's 4 tires and fuel, and a very fast pit stop for Mark Trix Jr. Ryan Blaney still sits on pit road.
Josh Berry has inherited the lead, and Chase Elliott currently number 2. Again, Truex has given up a top 5 to make his stop.
Mark watched a couple of replays. Blaney got into the wall with the right side, crunched that in. As you said, he's done. Man, what a difference a year makes. Last year, Ryan Blaney kind of kick-started his entire season by coming in here and winning the Coca-Cola 600, and now they're sitting on pit road minus 6 yards. We owe our stations a local break. We'll do that right now. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
Here's Christopher Bell.
My Toyota Camry TRD race car isn't cheap to build and prepare. I have a pit crew that maintains and fixes my equipment. I have a spotter high above the track watching my back, talking me through turns and potential dangers on the track. I physically train to handle the stress of driving. And I have software helping my crew chief and engineers make the right strategy calls. And with all this, I never take my eyes off the road, and neither should you. One distraction can change everything in one instant.
Back here at Charlotte Motors Speedway, green flag pit stops underway. 152 laps of our 400 here for the Coca-Cola 600. Just moments ago on pit road, we have Josh Berry giving up the lead of that race. It's 4 tires, Sunoco fuel for him. Also on pit road was Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott has been fighting a short run condition. He also took 4 tires and fuel and an air pressure adjustment to help him again on those long runs.
And when all this cycles around, Mark, we're going to have a familiar leader.
Yeah, it's going to be Christopher Bell. And again, Bell and most of the other drivers pitted between 143 and 147. Josh Berry stayed out until lap 153 before making that stop. Right now, it's time to pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Welcome back to Charlotte Motors Speedway. Coverage of the Coca-Cola 600. Doug Rice and Mark Garrow up here in the booth. Backed up today by Wendy Venturini, Brad Gilly, Brett McMillan. Out of the turns, Rob Albright and Pat Patterson down in the truck. It's Harold Hemrick up here running the show in the booth. Laura Beth Barnhart. We've got 154 laps in the books right now. Christopher Bell has a 2-second advantage over Brad Keselowski. Tell you what, let's go ahead and give you a Liberty University leaderboard. Christopher Bell leads by 2 seconds over Brad Keselowski. Bubba Wallace up to third, 2.5 seconds back. William Byron is fourth. Fifth is Ross Chastain. Denny Hamlin sixth. Chris Buescher seventh. Ty Gibbs eighth. Tyler Reddick is 9th, and 10th to Alex Bowman.
11th is Michael McDowell. Martin Truex Jr. just passed Daniel Hemrick for 12th, rather. Hemrick now 13th. Josh Berry, who just pitted, now 14th. Then Daniel Suarez 15th, 16th. Noah Gragson. John Hunter Nemechek 17th. 18th, Carson Hocevar. Austin Cindric 19th. 20th, Chase Briscoe.
21st is going to be Todd Gilliland. Eric Jones is 22nd. 23rd is Kyle Busch. Chase Elliott 24th. 25th is Ryan Preece. 26th, Shane Van Gisbergen. Next in line, it's Justin Allgaier driving in relief today, of course, for Kyle Larson. Joey Logano is 28th. 29th is Harrison Burton. And 30th is Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Jimmy Johnson 31st. 32nd, Zane Smith. Austin Dillon 33rd. 34th is Justin Haley. He's the last car on the lead lap, -2 in 35th. Kaz Gralla. Corey LaJoie -2 in 36th. Ty Dillon 37th, -3. BJ McLeod -7 in 38th. 39th, Ryan Blaney 13 down and counting. JJ Yeley is out. He'll get credit for 40th.
You probably heard in the background we've got a caution. Wendy will tell us what that's for in just a moment after we tell you that leaderboard was brought to you by Liberty University, where you can win one of several scholarships in the LU24 $74,000 scholarship giveaway. Go to liberty.edu/24 for details. Now, Wendy Venturini, explain why we have caution flag number 3.
Yeah, Ryan Blaney, we documented, the team could not get that right front tire off. They were able to get something on there to try and push him back, to which Ryan Blaney just described to the team, I can't even turn the wheel. So Ryan Blaney had to park his car right here on pit road. He's walking by me right now, actually, but he has to go to the Infield Care Center. So he is walking to the Infield Care Center. We can get a word with him in just a few moments, but he had to leave it here on pit road, which is why the caution had to come out. They do have to tow the car back to the garage area.
What a difference a year makes. Ryan Blaney, the hero last year, and this year it looks like he is probably going to finish 39th in the Coca-Cola 600 as they got a tow truck out on pit road now to pull his number 12 away. We'll take a timeout and come back and cover potential pit stops.
Silence is golden, especially when it comes to brakes. That's why Napa Silent Guard are built to be one of the smoothest and most quiet brakes on the market. Made with fiber-reinforced shims that eliminate noise for the life of the pad, rubber-coated hardware for a better fit, and quality design that meets and exceeds OE performance. Silent Guard brakes deliver the stopping power drivers demand. Available now at Napa locations nationwide.
The action. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. With an irresistible taste and zero sugar, Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any sports fan. So make sure you... Wait, Jim, I didn't mean try it right now. We're still on the air.
Best Coke ever? Take a taste, Jen.
Really?
No, not right now, Jen. We got a game to call.
Today's Xfinity fastest lap goes to Ty Gibbs. It was on lap 2, 182.383 miles per hour. Xfinity keeps NASCAR fans in the zone with ultra-low lag and connection you can rely on. Stream NASCAR from the best seat in the house with Xfinity because it's only live once. Learn more at Xfinity.com. We're watching the field being towed around now by that Toyota Camry XSE pace car. We'll see how many takers we've got on pit road. Mark, it wasn't that long ago, but these teams have a lot of tires, and they're going to bolt 4 new ones on every time they get a chance, I think.
13 sets for this race, Doug, but they have to be careful. They've got a set for a late race caution, potentially. Here they are coming onto pit lane, led by your leader, Christopher Bell. Let's go to Wendy Venturini.
It was lap 144 when a lot of these cars hit pit road. Just 15 laps ago, Bubba Wallace is going to come back down pit road for 4 fresh tires again. He's one of my only cars down here that's going to take advantage of that. Martin Truex passing it up along with Chase Elliott, also staying out. Brad Gilly.
Chris
Christopher Bell just a little bit free. He gets 4 tires and a fast pit stop. William Byron, a little free, says his car really has longevity. He'll get 4 tires. Ross Chastain, a wedge adjustment, 4 tires, and a fresh cold drink. Brett McMillan. 2-tire change for Ty Gibbs. Almost took one of his crewmen with him when he took off. Also in, we have Kyle Larson machine driven by Justin Allgaier. They get a 4-tire change and he heads back out.
Ty Gibbs with the 2-tire stop gets out ahead of Christopher Bell. Then it's going to be William Byron, Brad Keselowski, Bubba Wallace. All of these guys went 4 tires, followed by Alex Bowman, Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, and Michael McDowell.
Time for a local break. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Racing country, music from the fast lane.
Hey, it's Kathy Martindale and Paul Shad on Racing Country.
Hi, I'm Christopher Bell, and this is the fastest 2 hours on the radio, Racing Country. I still have a lot to prove to compete at the level that I want to compete at. We have more to accomplish in the sport, and we want to do better than what we've done the last 2 years.
Racing country, music from the fast lane.
The Grassroots is where the hometown heroes of Friday and Saturday nights are, and where the future stars of NASCAR are made.
First career win for James Friesen in the Test Racing Sportsman Series.
PRN's At the Track is a people show about the people of grassroots racing. The stories and journeys from the grassroots are always unique. PRN's At the Track covers the people of America's baddest bull race. Hear PRN's At the Track each week on broadcast radio stations, the free PRN app, or at GoPRN.com.
Pit stops wrapped up here as we're quickly approaching the halfway mark. And keep in mind, Mark, one of the most special moments, I think, in all of sports is the silent tribute for Memorial Day and the fallen soldiers that happens at the end of stage 2 today. They bring the cars down, they shut them off, and the place goes silent for about 30 seconds. And it is so remarkable that you can have this place absolutely packed, and you can't hear anything but the hum of the fluorescent lights.
And I like what they call it. It's not a moment of silence. It's a moment of remembrance for those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice in this country, all the men, the women, from all races, from all different parts of this country. So many have worn the flag on their shoulder and paid the ultimate sacrifice.
I'm going to reference it again. When I got to drive the pace car today, there was Sergeant Bell's name on the pace car. He was in the Army, was stationed at Fort Bragg for a long time. His young son was able to ride in the back of the pace car on the pace lab.
Wow.
How is that?
Wow.
That was pretty cool.
I can only say wow.
That was really neat. So that was something that just added to me for the specialness of the day. 162 laps down as we tick them off here in the Coca-Cola 600. We've had only 3 caution flags so far. BJ McLeod got loose stage 1 at 100, and then at lap 158 when Ryan Blaney had hit the wall, but the problem was his car was stranded on pit road, and you got to get that out of there so everybody can make effective pit stops.
Yeah, and the wrecker is something hard to get around, and you want to make sure you throw the yellow flag so they can do that safely. If you just joined us, Ty Gibbs has led this race from the pole 4 times for 74 laps. Christopher Bell 2 times for 32. William Byron twice for 28. They're the top lap leaders. Tyler Reddick has moved up the most spots, 24. Chris Buescher 22. Joey Logano 19, and Justin Allgaier sitting in for Kyle Larson up 18 spots. Doug, as this race has gone on, Justin Allgaier has gotten more and more comfortable. And Pat, you're one of these guys, you know Justin really well. You've got to be happy that he's really putting in this kind of performance, and I know he has to be as well.
Well, yeah, and you know, the truth is that he is one of their standby guys that is always ready. A lot of times you see him walk around on Sunday after a Saturday Xfinity Series race. He's always on call for the Hendrick team, and of course drives that wheel force car for them as well. So yeah, it's a great opportunity for him. I know that he's enjoying this a lot tonight, and I know that he really wants to do a great job for the boss man Rick Hendrick, and certainly for Kyle Larson tonight.
He's currently 20th on the board. Let's give you the rundown, and they're giving the 1 to go signal, and they'll take the green with 36 to go in stage number 2. Martin Truex Jr., the leader. Josh Berry second. Third, Daniel Suarez. Fourth, Chase Elliott. Then you get to the first guy who made a pit stop, Ty Gibson fifth. Sixth, Christopher Bell. William Byron 7th, 8th Brad Keselowski, 9th Bubba Wallace, and 10th is Alex Bowman.
Denny Hamlin is 11th. Tyler Reddick up to 12th. McDowell rides in 13th. Austin Cindric 14th. 15th to Daniel Hemrick. Chastain is 16th. 17th is Busher. John Hunter Nemechek 18th. 19th Eric Jones. And 20th is Justin Allgaier.
Let's quickly go to Wendy Venturini.
Ryan Blaney out of the Infield Care Center came down for 4 tires, had a little bit of damage. What ultimately happened to the right front tire?
I don't know. I'll have to look if I hit something or I don't know. Just went into 3, getting up to speed and blew a tire and hit the fence. So yeah, unfortunate indoor night. That sucks. We're not even halfway and just wanted to work on your stuff all night. I thought we were getting a little better here and there, but won't get a shot.
Couldn't even drive it, could you?
Oh no, flat tire. Not driving it.
Ryan Blaney, former Coca-Cola 600 winner, out of the race early here
All right,
tonight.
thank you, Wendy. We're ready for a restart. Here comes the pace car right by me. Mark Truex Jr. up here on the front row alongside Josh Berry, and they are ready to turn them loose once again here in the Coca-Cola 600.
36 laps till we get to halfway and the end of stage 2 here in the 600. The green flag is back in the air. Down on the inside, Martin Truex Jr. Let's see what Josh Berry and his Ford can do on the outside.
Few drivers elected to stay out this time. That gives them good track position. Truex Jr. slides up to the top, went into turn number 1 on the bottom. Now he'll slide up outside and chasing in his tire track is Josh Berry.
We got them 3 wide now, charging to the backstretch here and charging into turn 3. Up front, though, it is MTJ with the lead off turn 4.
Truex has the lead. His teammate Denny Hamlin 3 wide, almost made a melee in turn 4 as his car got a bit out of shape. Truex again leads the pack back to 1.
And have to hold your breath when they dive into turn number 1. 3 wide, deep into the pack. This looks more like Talladega or Daytona. Off turn number 2, the race leader, Mark Truex Jr. Second, Chase Elliott.
3 wide for 5th, 6th, and 7th. Right in the middle of that one, Daniel Suarez is there as well. Hamlin down on the bottom of the racetrack. Wow, this is great racing up front on 4.
3 wide back there for the 3rd place. Now they back off of it just a hair. And it looks like the 4th place car will be William Byron. He will be followed by Ty Gibbs. But up front, it's Martin Truex Jr. being challenged by Elliott.
Elliott goes to the low side of the racetrack. Martin Truex Jr.'s Toyota right to the middle lane. Right behind them, here comes a hard-charging William Byron. He gets a bump from Josh Berry.
William Byron almost put it in the fence with Josh Berry right behind him, giving him a little bit of a break there. But Byron is charging on the outside. He wants to take that 2nd position away.
He now settles for the 3rd spot as they exit turn number 4. Then it's 3 wide. Hamlin, Gibbs is in the middle. Josh Berry up top. They stay that way going into turn number 1.
Not a soul gives quarter. It is Denny Hamlin with a slight advantage. He'll make it now half a car length. He'll take that spot. He'll move up to 5th as they charge off 2.
Chase Elliott wants to lead the 600, and he is door-to-door right now with Martin Truex Jr. Bottom of the racetrack. Here comes driver number 9. He wants to lead the 600 off of turn number 4.
Love watching this sold-out crowd on its feet, and they are excited as Chase Elliott is on the point. The battle is going to be for 2nd. That battle doesn't last long. It's William Byron.
It was 3 wide momentarily, but very quickly William Byron will appropriate that 2nd position. Now dropping to the bottom of the racetrack, running hard into turn number 2, but selling up behind is Bubba Wallace.
Bubba Wallace has got a fast car tonight. He and the boss man, Denny Hamlin, have been right up front. They charge into turn 3 now to the outside. The battle up front. It looks like Chase Elliott's going to be challenged by William Byron.
Chase Elliott moves up the racetrack to block Byron. Byron's tires 8 laps better. He now looks to the inside. The fight is door-to-door in turn number 1.
William Byron would like to make it 2 for 2 in stage wins tonight. He'll drive easily to the underside and slide up in front of Chase Elliott, taking that top position. Elliott now under fire. That's Bubba Wallace right behind.
Elliott holds on, though, right behind his teammate, closes it down to a half a car length. He'll go up to the middle of the turn in 3 and 4, trying to make something work and catch back up.
Chase Elliott got a great run out of 3, but wasn't enough. Now the battle is for the 3rd spot. Denny Hamlin running underneath his driver, Bubba Wallace, side by side. They go into 1.
Get close to the halfway point of this race, and there comes that teal number 11 of Denny Hamlin up to the 3rd spot.
Martin Truex Jr.'s really kind of dropped back there after being right up front when we got this thing going a minute ago. Up front for
trouble down the backstretch. Noah Bregson pounds the inside wall. Spinning now. He'll come to rest at the end of the back straightaway. Gather the car in. A big hit, but we're under caution yet again.
That is the fourth yellow flag in the Coca-Cola 600. It comes out on lap 171 with 229 to go in the race, 29 to go here in stage 2 of this, the 65th running of the Coke 600.
This season, Toyota Racing is looking for jugglers. Not the ones who toss balls or rings. Fans that can juggle the rigors of a 10-month-long season across many different racing circuits.
Well, what if I added knives?
What if you added GR Cup, Formula Drift, and off-road racing? If you can juggle it all, then we want you. Be part of the action at Toyota.com/racing. Toyota, let's go places. Formula Drift is a registered trademark of Formula Drifts Holdings, LLC.
I'm what you might call very good at hide and seek. And since we got Xfinity, we have Wi-Fi all over the house, even in my super secret hiding spots. So I can kill time in here by streaming my favorite.
Ha! Found ya.
How?
I left to find my tablet on.
Get wall-to-wall Wi-Fi on the Xfinity 10G network. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Actual speeds vary.
Fourth yellow of the night for a spinning Noah Gregson down the backstretch. That car is all used up, so the yellow is out. When it's time for a brake job, go with the smooth and quiet stopping power of Napa Silent Guard brakes. Available now at Napa locations nationwide. From Charlotte Motor Speedway and the Coca-Cola 600, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
We saw a lot of chaos in the closing laps of the race, so just trying to minimize that, make it more about a race than people just using each other up.
I think it's needed. It was needed at all the road courses. While I don't think it's going to be a home run, I think that it'll be in the right direction. So many opportunities to either be really good or make mistakes, and they can start adding up on you quick.
For the latest NASCAR news without a restrictor plate, it's PRN's Garage Pass. For the station near you, check us out at GoPRN.com.
Hi, this is PRN's David Stiles. Join me each week when I head over to JC's Garage to talk NASCAR.
As of right now, if I were to name my top 5, I could tell you Chase Elliott wouldn't be in that top 5 with this next-gen car. He has a lot to prove on the road courses with this next-gen car, but I still don't think there's a real out-front leader. I think Tyler Reddick has been outstanding.
That's JC's Garage, wherever you find your favorite podcasts.
Stage 2, we're under the...
You're saying he is terrible in dirty air. I was wondering if he was going to come down for 4 tires of fuel. He chooses to do so, Brad Gilly.
Trackhouse.
So now it decides to cut out. Now it finally decides to cut out at the one moment. I fucking love our internet. Don't you guys? Don't you love it? I absolutely love it. It's amazing. It's so great. Great connection. Great everything. I love everything about it. So great. Don't be a bitch now. Don't be a bitch now. Come on. Come on. We've had a good run. Come on. We've had a great run. Come on. Don't fuck me over like this, please. Come on. Bro, just play the fucking radio. Come on.
Week, Doug, for race fans. You know, we're at Hickory Motor Speedway Thursday night, the ASA Stars Super Late Model Series. Chase Elliott almost won that race. Josh Berry ran, I think, 5th in it. And then you had the truck race here, Nick Sanchez, the winner. Chase Elliott wins the Xfinity Series race. Again, we mentioned Charles Leclerc, the winner of the F1 race, the Indy 500 for the 2nd year in a row, won by Joseph Newgarden. Congratulations to
Oh my God. Why is it cutting out again? Why? 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 The internet's fine. Why the fuck? Why?
Penske once again. Kyle Larson, a great showing. He ran as high as 6th in the race, got caught for speeding on pit.
Why is it fucking struggling all of a sudden? It's... What time is it? It's 7:26. What the fuck? What is making it struggle? Is it some like time deal? Like what the hell? Why is it not working? I fucking hate this. I hate this. I hate this. This is the one thing I hate about our internet. It's this. It fucking does this shit all the fucking time. Doesn't matter if it's on here, the laptop, does not matter. I'm doing this on the freaking iPad right now.
6, Ty Gibbs is 7th. Michael McDowell is 8th. 9th is Chris Buescher, and Austin Cindric is 10th.
11th is John Hunter Nemechek. 12th is Daniel Hemrick. Justin Allgaier, as I mentioned, 13th. 14th, Chase Briscoe. Zane Smith is 15th. 16th, Carson. Shane Van Gisbergen is in the 17th spot. Then it's Martin Truex Jr.
Okay, it says we're on Wi-Fi, but when I go on here, it fucking struggles.
Straight Talk Wireless available at Walmart and StraightTalk.com. It is time now for our Weather Guard Top of the Box feature with Wendy Venturini.
Thank you, Doug. I'm with Alan Gustafson, crew chief for Chase Elliott. Alan, I heard Chase say, I'm kind of stuck with it, and your response was, you're pretty fast. What was the option on staying out this time?
Yeah, and that's what he was just commenting on. We're kind of stuck with that strategy we have here, so we have the track position, just 3 laps more on our tires than the 24 and the 11, some of those guys around us. So, we'll take the track position gamble here and see if we can hold on for 25 laps.
What's the weather situation? I know you guys watch it.
Yeah, it looks like, let's see here, about 65 miles away. So I certainly think we'll get to halfway and, should get most of it done.
I saw you staying on top of the Indy 500 as well.
Yeah, I wanted to check where Kyle finished. I didn't see it, but I was just curious.
18th.
Oh, okay, thanks.
All right, there we go. Alan Gustafson, crew chief for Chase Elliott, has a lot on his pit box right now. A lot of screens and a lot of information coming in.
Great job, Wendy Venturini. That's our Weather Guard Top of the Box. Race fans know that there's no letting up, even when you're leading the field, and the front runner in truck boxes knows this too. So when it comes to durability, security, and innovation, the folks at Weather Guard aren't taking their foot off the gas anytime soon. Learn more at weatherguard.com. Lights out on the pace car. They're headed to the Geico restart zone, Pat Patterson.
Yes, they are. Right in front of me right now, William Byron up here on the front with Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, Bubba Wallace, Alex Bowman, and alongside C. Bell, and we're ready to get going again.
Crowd is back on its feet. 24 laps to go in stage 2 of the Coke 600. Here is William Byron, leads them into the Geico restart zone. Green flag is out, and Denny Hamlin smashes the back bumper of William Byron's car and shoots him out to the first spot.
It wasn't a really fast restart for William Byron. He waited late and he accelerated rather slowly, but it has him out in front, and it puts Denny Hamlin right behind him and in the second position, but he's door-to-door with Chase Elliott. Out front right now, William Byron by about a half a car length. Chase Elliott right there. Denny Hamlin with a fast Toyota at the bottom of the racetrack, trying to make a move for that second spot.
The cars up front all stayed out during this last caution run. It's William Byron out on the point, then it's Chase Elliott. Bubba Wallace up to third. He and Denny Hamlin have been stuck together all night, Rob.
Big move on the top, Doug, by Bubba Wallace. He went to the top of the racetrack off turn 4, took third away. Now he's after second position. He'll slide up in front of Chase Elliott. Not so fast, Chase Elliott says. Let me come back to the inside, and that's exactly what he did. Crossover move. Now him and Bubba Wallace battling it out for that second spot.
Bubba Wallace hammers the right foot down to the floor. He goes around Elliott. Now Elliott has to his inside. Christopher Bell, they're door-to-door in turn number 1.
William Byron already about half dozen car lengths out in front. The battle is for second position among 2 cars. Christopher Bell would like to take it away from Bubba Wallace. He'll charge off turn 2. Bubba's got that spot. Third to Christopher Bell. 3-way battle back there behind these guys. There's Denny Hamlin involved with Chase Elliott and Alex Bowman. That's the way those guys race midway through 3 and 4.
Chase Elliott's drifting back a little bit after getting a quick start here as Denny Hamlin holds on to the 4th spot. Then it's going to be Chase Elliott next in line. Alex Bowman having a pretty good run tonight. He rides 6.
Rode high as high as the 3rd position, but he settled back. Now the fight is for the 3rd position. Christopher Bell came charging up there, but now Denny Hamlin says, I'd like to have that back. Those 2 race door-to-door momentarily. Then C. Bell kind of moves ahead a little bit further back. That's where you find Alex Bowman in his wake. Right now, Chase Elliott riding at the top of the racetrack.
JGR Toyotas now thunder out of turn 4 side by side. Hamlin inside. Bill trying to hold them off on the outside as again they work their way back to the banking in 1.
Still plenty of time to position yourself for some stage points. We're now within the last 20 laps of the second stage. Off turn 2, William Byron advantage over Bubba Wallace is shrinking somewhat.
Yeah, back behind him once again. Christopher Bell is there alongside Denny Hamlin. A little further back, Alex Bowman. Ty Gibbs now challenging Chase Elliott midway through the corner. Would like to move up a spot.
Don't think that Bubba Wallace right now is going to be satisfied to hang there in second. He is pedaling really hard. Second fastest car that last lap.
Yeah, he's definitely reeling in the race leader. He'll go down a lane. That will give him hopefully some clean air off turn 2. The advantage that Christopher Bell, or rather that Bubba, his deficit is shrinking.
Looking a little further back there, watching Brad Keselowski battling against Josh Berry. Good fight there. Daniel Hemrick's in the middle of that one as well as they work through the middle of the corner.
Now joining that fight, Tyler Reddick. It's a good battle there. Keselowski again trying to overtake Berry as Reddick closes in. Daniel Hemrick right behind them, continuing to run strong as well.
And that's the back part of the top 10, just trying to get in position, earn stage points. Christopher Bell now has settled out that fight with his teammate Denny Hamlin, and he'll go after the second place car.
Now watching that battle coming into turns 3 and 4 now. Once again, Bubba Wallace doing his best to try to use the middle of the racetrack. Hamlin digging hard at the bottom of the racetrack.
Had a good run last lap. May have given up a car length or two here to race leader William Byron, but still, that time around, 4th fastest lap on the track for Bubba Wallace.
Yeah, I would say that this, by no means has this stage been settled in favor of William Byron. It's just a couple of car lengths back of Bubba Wallace and Christopher Bell.
Yeah, Bubba was playing his cards pretty close to his chest early tonight when they asked him if he had a good car. He said, I don't know. Well, he's got a good car tonight. He's trying to hold off Christopher Bell now off turn 4.
It's a 4-car breakaway up front with Byron, Wallace, Bell, and Hamlin easing away from Alex Bowman and Chase Elliott in that 5th and 6th position. Here's Tyler Reddick now trying to drive inside of Ross Chastain. This is a battle for 12th place.
It's been a long first half of this race for Tyler Reddick, having to come from a lap down at the start of this event. Goes to the inside of Ross Chastain, and they'll race side by side.
Yeah, they stay side by side. There's Reddick now. Chastain gets the better of him. Meanwhile, up front, once again, Bell getting charged hard back to the second spot.
Feel like Christopher Bell's the guy that's on the move right now. He's about 3 car lengths off the rear deck lid of Bubba Wallace. Back and forth is going to be Denny Hamlin, the leader. Byron back in 1.
Honestly, I thought Byron would just ride off into the sunset and win this second stage handily, but here comes Bubba Wallace within a car length.
Yeah, the 23 is really on the move right now. He gets within about 2 car lengths now. Will go upstairs, trying to work the top side of the racetrack off 4 to catch that lead.
As they come across the stripe, 14 laps to go in stage number 2. Again, it's a 4-car breakaway from 5th place Alex Bowman. They're single file back in 1.
We'll watch and see which lane everybody chooses. It's the middle for the race leader, William Byron, who wasn't having much success on the top. Bell goes all the way to the top, and that enables him to get right to the back of Bubba.
All right, down the back stretch, here we go again. Can he make anything happen this time into turns 3? Bubba Wallace will get passed by Christopher Bell. Now side by side, Wallace is with the 11 of Denny Hamlin.
Christopher Bell moved easily around Bubba Wallace, but here comes Bubba battling back down to the inside. Not so fast. Bubba tries to cut him off in 1.
This is a lot of fun at the midpoint of this race. Christopher Bell in the middle, or top of the racetrack. The middle belongs to Bubba. Momentarily looking down low was Hamlin.
Denny Hamlin says, do that again. Do that again. I almost had you guys caught. They'll race into turn 3. It'll be Bell going upstairs. Bubba in the middle of the racetrack. And now Denny's faded back about 3 cars.
They continue to dog William Byron down to the stripe. 12 now to go in stage number 2. Here's Bell. Got a great run in turn 4. Will he make the pass in 1?
Once Bell finally got to that top 4, he set his sights on the race leader. He'll take the top position. Bubba Wallace now will try to wrestle second away from Byron.
Wow, what a move by Christopher Bell out front and down into turn 3 now. Takes that car of his and stays right up at the top of the racetrack. Really likes the top side right now. Down to the bottom goes Willie B trying to catch back up.
11 laps to go here in stage 2. It's intense up front. Christopher Bell leads it, riding in second. William Byron right there. Bubba Wallace and Denny Hamlin, they're all within 10 car lengths of each other.
Bubba Wallace will try to get down to the white line at the bottom, but William Byron will move down to block. He'll do it successfully off turn 2. Bubba will have to try again as they head to 3.
Well, Christopher Bell is really pulling out a nice lead now as he heads into 3. Stays on the top side of the racetrack, and that's where most of these cars are running right now. Right up next to the wall on 4.
Brad Keselowski just blew by Chase Elliott, moved Keselowski up to 6th. He'd like to move up one more. He's attacking Alex Bowman now in turn number 1.
As they fight for position right in front of them, things continue to be furious for that second spot as Keselowski will go underneath Bowman, may bypass him coming off turn number 2. The fight's still there for second.
Yeah, it's a 2-car battle there between Bowman and Keselowski. Meanwhile, up front, no change. Those top 4 run like this. Christopher Bell midway through the corner. A good battle for second. Bubba Wallace not letting go of William Byron.
Bubba keeps peeking down low, trying to get the air on the nose of that Toyota to move around the Chevy of William Byron. So far, Byron holding him at bay back in 3rd.
I'm sure Hamlin could get back to the bumper of Bubba Wallace, and he's very close now. I might give him a shot, but instead he takes a peek to the inside, but Bubba will hang on to 3rd.
He'll settle in nose to tail there with the guy he's the employer of. Here comes Hamlin. He'll look to the top side of the racetrack. Bubba Wallace is really making that resin work in the middle of the racetrack right now.
So with 8 laps to go in stage 2, Bell is easing away from a 3-car battle for second and a 2-car battle for 5th. Again, Bowman being trailed closely by Brad Keselowski.
Bowman obviously is being pursued by a car that's faster than the one he's driving, at least at the moment. This time on turn 2, Keselowski will point it down to the bottom, but he simply can't get the run off the corner.
Yeah, exactly right, Rob. He settles in back behind him. Meanwhile, up front, once again, Christopher Bell, about an 8-9 car lead on second spot. But Bubba Wallace is still challenging that 24 car.
They're still fighting there for that runner-up spot. Bell has the point, but back there for second, Byron, Bubba, and Denny Hamlin, Rob, they're all tied together.
They are, and with Bell taking the lead, he hasn't exactly driven away. He's just about 5 car lengths ahead of what appeared momentarily to be a 3-wide battle, and it settles out single file once again off 2.
Yeah, Denny tried that low lane down there in 1 and 2, couldn't make it work there. It gets down here in 3 and 4, and he stays up on the top side of the racetrack. Once again, Bubba Wallace challenging for the second spot.
And this happens now with 6 to go in stage number 2. Wallace continues to pressure Byron. Meanwhile, Brad Keselowski has passed Bowman and now making tracks for Denny Hamlin.
Boy, once he got around Bowman, Brad Keselowski has set sail. I mean, he's running in the top 4 very, very rapidly. Right now, he's got the quickest machine on the racetrack.
Well, with this many laps left, he's got a chance to maybe get to the bumper of Denny Hamlin. Brad K. digging as hard as he can. Meanwhile, here goes Bubba one more time. Bottom of the racetrack, trying to make the move.
Bubba Wallace and William Byron have been hanging out together lap after lap. It'll be 5 to go when they cross the line this time. Bell has about a 4-car length advantage over Byron. Then it's Wallace, Hamlin, and Keselowski coming on quick.
You know, you'd think that Bell would have been able to pull away running all by himself in clean air, but these 2 guys battling for second have made it impossible for him to pull out to a big lead.
I'm just amazed at how fast Brad Keselowski's running this group down. I don't know if he's going to get there fast enough or not to be part of this equation, but right now it's Christopher Bell leading all 4.
And Keselowski pitted 13 laps before these cars, but the
caution, we've got a problem on the backstretch. Harrison Burton has spun. He collects the car, keeps it off the outside wall. Flat right side tires, but he spun coming off turn 2, and we've got a massive amount of smoke back here. I didn't see the way that it began, but Harrison Burton seems to have been the only car involved without wall contact.
5th yellow flag of the day, and Mark Garrow, I don't know if they can get this cleaned up in time that they can restart here for stage number 3 because you've got the moment of silence coming up. I have a feeling this may freeze the field and will be how we end up stage 2.
I think you're right, Doug, because you can't make the pit stops and do all that in time. And then, of course, we still got to, again, have that moment of remembrance that we do at the halfway mark of the Coca-Cola 600. So we'll have to see how NASCAR plays this out. But as they come down to the line and they've yet to pick up NASCAR pace car driver Jesse Dolivut, and we have just 3 laps to go. So I think it is going to be Christopher Bell winning this second stage. It would be his 3rd stage win in 2024.
And Harrison Burton's nightmarish season just continues here. It's in defense. And Mark, nothing has gone right for that team from the get-go this year. They'll have some promising runs, and then something will happen. And here today, Harrison Burton back on the pit road in a damaged number 21.
A lot of talk, Doug, about his future at this team and possible replacement for the Wood brothers next season. No telling what's going to happen here. But for Harrison Burton, again, he'll run well in races, and then the finishes don't come with it for whatever reason.
Mark, truth be known, this is a performance-based business, and if you're not delivering the finishes, they're going to start looking around. It's like a pitcher that you run out to the mound, and it keeps getting pounded game after game. Pretty soon, you don't give him the ball again.
And Doug, I hear that Tuesday or Wednesday of this week, we'll find out what's going on with Stuart Haas. So you've got 4 drivers in play there, including Chase Briscoe, who's a hot commodity and been rumored as a possible replacement over there in the 21.
I've never imagined silly season cranking up early in May this year. We've already gotten people moving around. I mean, McDowell announced a couple of weeks ago that he's heading out over to Spire Motorsports for next year.
And who would ever thought that basically Stuart Haas Racing is just going to, at some point, just evaporate?
It may be. I mean, there is a lot of conversation around that as they cross over the start-finish line. 2 laps to go here in stage 2. It will finish under the yellow, down to Brad Gilly.
Give you some updates here. Ross Chastain and his teammate Daniel Suarez came in when that last caution came out. That was lap 173. Now that we're getting closer to lap 200 in the end of stage 2, they're debating on what their strategy might be. They're hoping if a lot of cars end up staying out as well, they could too, and there would be enough of a buffer behind them to maybe get them midway through stage 3 when everyone would have to pit. Problem is, it's not sounding like that. So the track position play that they made on fresher tires might not be able to come to fruition if this stage runs out. It's likely everyone is going to pit, regardless of whether or not they came in on lap 173.
So NASCAR has some safety vehicles out there trying to clean up the racetrack, not only where Harrison Burton hit the wall, but they're taking this time to move out and move and clean up some of the outside lanes here in turns 3 and 4, and that is going to end this stage under yellow.
We're going to have one more lap under the yellow here. The top 10 will finish this way. Christopher Bell, William Byron, Bubba Wallace, Denny Hamlin, Brad Keselowski. The next 5, Alex Bowman, Chase Elliott, Josh Berry, Ross Chastain, and Tyler Reddick.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hey, race fans. You may have seen that the 2024 NASCAR schedule includes an earlier trip to New Hampshire Motor Speedway. New England's only NASCAR weekend is moving up 3 weeks. This just means that we have less time to wait until we welcome you back to the Magic Mile for a wicked fast, wicked fun weekend of thrilling on-track action. Keep an eye on NHMS.com and stay tuned for more updates as we count down to New England's only NASCAR weekend, June 21st through the 23rd, right here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
We have some great programming here on PRN. You can pick it up on our terrestrial stations coast to coast. You can also pick it up on the PRN app. Fast Talk with Doug Rice, the O'Reilly Auto Parts Pit Reporters with Brett McMillan, PRN's Racing Country, and At the Track with Lenny Baticki gets you up to date on all the short track racing around the country, and a daily dose of NASCAR news with yours truly on PRN's Garage Pass, brought to you by the great folks at Progressive Insurance. And now a list of things from Progressive Insurance: home, auto, boat, motorcycle, RV, ATV. Progressive protects them all. Learn more about bundling at progressive.com. You're listening to PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Start your engine! Reddick goes right to the part of the racetrack. Chastain tries to hold on the outside.
Truex on the inside, Byron in the middle, Chastain up high.
Hamlin now beginning to come to the front. He's got the edge now. He'll take the lead away.
Brian Blaney sliding down into the grass. There was a lot of bumping and grinding. And Blaney noses into the infield retaining wall.
Ross Chastain doing a great job. Truex right there, big in his mirror as they race down the backstretch here. Harrison Burton is spinning down the back straightaway. Everybody going to the top side. Here comes Kyle Larson. Larson dives to the bottom of the racetrack. He wants to lead all 4.
Chris Buescher has trouble. And a spin off of turn 4.
Yeah, we've got a ton of cars that are in this one, and Larson is certainly one of those cars.
Trouble coming out of turn 4. Hamlin is sideways. The car spins down on the apron of the racetrack.
Byron takes that brightly painted number 24 to the front. He gets a big shove from Daniel Suarez.
This is PRN.
On the historical day here in Charlotte, the 65th running of the Coke 600, we had an historical and hysterical honorary pace car driver.
It was a lot of fun. It was
Doug Rice with the death grip on the steering wheel.
It was fun, but it was intense. Even though you're not going that fast, you're only going 45 miles per hour with all that noise and power, and people, they've got business to do. I felt like, why am I out here? But it was funny. Thank you, Jesse Dollavut, for making me feel so comfortable. I've gotten to do a lot of cool things this year. That may have moved to the top of the list.
Now, Jesse Dollavut, speaking of which, the lights flashing on that 2025 Toyota Camry XSE is leading the entire field down pit road, where they'll stop, they'll cut the engines off, and in just a minute or two, we will have our moment of remembrance, which we do here at Charlotte Motor Speedway at the halfway mark of the Coca-Cola 600. They will stop the cars just shy of the start-finish line, and then after this moment of remembrance, they'll take them back out onto the racetrack. They'll come around and make their pit stops. But this is something very, very special. Again, we have a sellout crowd at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Standing room only tickets. They're all sold out. If you showed up today, wanted a ticket, you couldn't get in. That is how many people, the infield, the campers, everything is absolutely filled up. And in just a moment, you could hear a pin drop in this place.
It gets eerily quiet here as they'll cut the engines on these cars and have this moment of remembrance here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
So again, they are now taking out a very large American flag, making its way to the infield area.
Spam America!
Often take for granted. Memorial Day, our most solemn holiday, when America's military might stands ready, yet thankfully, their guns are silent. And so too in Charlotte, our engines are silent, so we may remember, reflect, and honor those who sacrificed all for our freedoms with this moment of silence. Thank you. Please remember to fly our flag proudly tomorrow.
Wow.
And of course, the voice making the announcement, Mike Joy from Fox Television, and this crowd
America!
responds
Fuck yeah!
nicely after it's all over.
America!
And the Honor and Remember flag is out displayed on the ball field. And they're also showing the 45th president up on the big screen here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. A very chilling moment here, always at the Coca-Cola 600 and the moment of remembrance, Mark.
Mr. Trump, not very far away from us, Richard Childress, has been his guide throughout the day here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And every time that happens, you still get that feeling. You know what I mean? You just empty out the tank.